Hello, Tuesday gamers. How's it going? We are here for D&D. I don't know why I knocked my water bottle into my desk. That didn't really provide anything. Hello, hello. We are here with the gamers, the little fruit bowl people. We're here to roll dice and kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I got plenty of gum. I'm also eating my cereal right now, but I'm about done with it. So, it's time for recaps. Recap time. Yeah. It's been about 2 weeks. Sorry about that. Was camping, slash, not really camping. I was out in a cabin last week. A lot of fun. Talk about that later. But we are here to play D&D. I keep burping. Jesus Christ. Ugh. We will be drinking tonight. Some of us will at least. I'll be taking a shot every time we get a natural 20 or a natural 1. Um, Mostly because some of us are not having the best of days, and we figured, hey, we're rolling dice today, we're gonna be having fun, we're role playing, why not add a little bit of alcohol? We're all of age here. Why not? So last week they have successfully extracted the runes that were placed within Jerry's body. Jerry and Rune took off into the forest for the rest of the day. On the other end, we had the rest of the party go to a nice bathhouse to settle down, relax, just get to chill out for a moment like Lumora has been wanting to do since she got in this goddamn town. Just get to simmer and steam and just bathe. Like, on the other hand, we had Rune turn Jerry into a vampire thrall to help keep him alive. And she taught him a very minor amount of basics. She had him go get his first kill on an orc who was patrolling the forest. And where we last left off, Jerry went forward to the theater to go see the burial, or at least the graves of his two brothers. Likewise, the rest of the party, I don't know why I keep saying likewise. The rest of the party stood back a little bit and Lumora gave them all a gift, a little bag that gives them a random little treat every time they open it at every dawn. They all opened it, they all got their little item, and now we will be resuming with the party heading back towards the grave and the church, not church, the theater to go ahead, settle down, rest up, and Corgi's character Anicia, who now has a list not only of the main members of the guild, but also a recent buy list of the botany shop that they found Jerry at to maybe see if any of the guild members have shopped there recently, if any names seemingly stand out to them. Hopefully, Lumora and Anicia can go to Midor's to go get those cookies that they've been waiting for, and also to pick up a staff that one Zal is holding on to. Um, so yeah, we're not sure how long we'll be going for today, but hey, next week no one has to leave early, so we'll all get to vibe next week. And of course, Saturday we'll be starting up our Saturday campaign. That'll be a lot of excitement. We'll be starting it around 1 to 2 o'clock my time, but I will talk more about that at the end of today's session. I am going to go ahead. I'm going to go put my bowl away. I'm going to unmute. And
Just pick one.
What was the options?
Inca or Ruby?
No.
Penis, by the way.
Ruby. Penis?
Okay.
penis.
Penis.
Inca, Ruby, or penis? Penis. Got it. Hello, guys. Welcome. It's Tuesday campaign time.
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
Let's get on with this dating sim. Let's go.
Damn. No.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Dating Simulator.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yep.
Dating Simulator featuring no Yu-Gi-Oh! monsters at the moment.
And no, you cannot date that one wizard card.
What's
Dark
he
Magician
talking
card?
about?
Yeah, you can't date that
What are you
one.
talking about?
It's
Almost
not
right
an
there.
option.
Too basic.
Exactly.
Hey Mello, what are you talking about? No Yu-Gi-Oh! monsters. Almost right there. Anyway.
Alma ain't no Yu-Gi-Oh! monster. The fuck?
You sure
How
about
dare
that?
you? Almost not that ugly.
Damn. Looking at all of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, fucking uggos. Uglier than this swamp ass hag. Wow. Alright, anyway. I told chat the recap. I also told him I would step away for like 1 second so I can go put my bowl in the sink and grab
You're giving us unmonitored time alone with chat?
I'm giving you unmonitored time alone with chat for like a minute, so I will be right
Oh my
back to go put
god.
my bowl away.
Oh my god, we get to talk all this shit. Let's go!
Come here, chat. Let me teach you about drugs and porn.
And all the things you definitely shouldn't do with them.
Here is also a bunch of sugar candy. It is
Here's
not
how you
totally
fire
not
on.
laced with caffeine.
Here is a cup of Coca-Cola that's definitely not the original recipe.
Yes.
Yes, again.
Is that real or is that just a myth? Did they actually have Coke and Coca-Cola?
Yeah, they did.
Oh my god, that's so crazy. How'd they get away with that?
Why do you
Wait,
think
how
like
long
the
has
older
it been-
generation looks over at Corgi and Bilo and goes, the older generation has an addiction to caffeine. I don't
Oh
know
my
about
I
god.
had Coke in the Coke when I was young.
You
know.
poor soul.
Tavern Manager Simulator?
What?
Don't make me want to leave.
Oh, okay.
Quincy's Tavern is playing it right now.
Oh, I just saw it. Yeah, it just released today.
Does
Is
it look good?
multiplayer?
Yeah, is it multiplayer?
It's single player.
All
Ah!
the good tavern games are single player.
I
I
know.
just
was
want
it
to
not
run a
on
tavern
Steam?
with my friends.
Let me just run a let me run a tavern with my friends, goddammit. This is all I want.
What is it called? Tavern
Okay.
owner?
Tavern Manager Simulator.
And it's cheap. Fuck yeah, I'm grabbing
It looks
Oh, it's
cute.
your birthday.
it. Looks
But-
like it looks like the first ale thing that we played. Those are the same NPCs and everything.
is it another case like how Panacore uses the same maps from Demonologist?
I
Oh,
think
maybe.
no, because that looks just like the freaking tavern game that we all played together.
Yeah, the one that doesn't let us leave and we just murdered all the boars for fun.
Yeah. It's coming
We could
out.
always get enchanted. Enchanted.
That one multiplayer?
Yeah, up to 4 people.
Enchanted?
Yeah, INN.
Oh, okay, so like an N. Cute. Okay, what is this? Let me pull up my Steam. I like how we're like supposed to be doing D&D and we're over here just like, no, we need to find a tavern game that we can play together.
To be fair, the DM is stepped away, so let me talk about whatever.
It kind of makes me think of like Overcooked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like Overcooked with tavern theme.
Damn. Overcooked. I liked Overcooked.
Oh no!
Oh,
get out of here.
okay.
We're not playing
Like
D&D anymore.
Overcooked.
Yeah,
We're just
yeah,
gonna do
teacher's
all-
back in town. Sit your asses down.
Fuck you!
Now.
Here I stand.
Alright, detention! Fuck you!
Good.
No, get out of here.
I'm the detention teacher anyway, so fuck
Maybe
you
you're
even more.
maybe
Maybe.
you're falling for what I want you to do. Maybe this is my plan all along, Mello. You ever think about that?
What are you gonna do to me in detention?
No. Do you want me to break it down to you?
No?
Do you want me to break it down? My evil plan.
Breakdancing in class is not okay. Sit
Good.
down.
Then give me more detention.
I can't give you more detention. Anyway,
Listen,
That
you think
I'm
there's a
not
thing
really-
here? There isn't a thing here.
I'm so confused.
Good.
Yeah.
Fine.
Hi, chat.
Uh,
So, I will give a very simple recap of where you guys left off so that we may continue, because I don't know how many of you were listening to the recap before. We last left off with you all kind of about 5 to 10 minutes away from the theater. Jerry is walking ahead of you. He's a few paces ahead of you all, but he's still within eyesight. You all just opened up your Klepto Goblin loot bags, gotten yourself a little trinket out of them, one for each of you based around the bags that you opened up, and your bags have all officially closed up and basically locked themselves away, not able to be opened for now. What are you all doing?
Well, Rune is
Uh,
following Jerry back to the theater so she can show him where they're buried.
I thought we were at the theater.
No, you guys are about 10 minutes away because you guys came out of the hot bathhouse.
Oh, fuck it. We're heading to the theater. Like,
Oh yeah, isn't it like super? Is it late or is it early? Shit,
It's
which one
late.
is it?
It is
Yeah.
evening time. Let me double check the timing for you. I believe it is close to like 10 o'clock, but I could be wrong. Kibion, what time are you? Rendering. Okay, yeah, it is about 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So,
So yeah,
so we have everyone heading back to the theater?
yep.
All right.
it's too late for cookies.
You guys all go
Listen,
ahead.
Lamora is very upset that she didn't get her fucking cookies today, but don't worry, she'll get them tomorrow.
She'll
Yes.
get them tomorrow.
We had more pressing matters. It's fine.
It's fine. All right. So you all go ahead. You make your way back to the theater. Jerry a few steps ahead, Rune following not too far behind him, and the rest of you walking a bit further behind them. As you guys get to the theater proper, I take it most of you are going inside?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Lamar's gonna go ahead and start heading in.
All right.
Clop her way over.
Yeah, Nisi's going in.
Anicia, Clover, Rivet, Rune,
Yep, I'm going in.
going in.
Already in.
All right. Oh, I almost knocked over my shot glass. And Rune, you're staying out with Jerry?
Yep.
All right. So the four that went inside, what are your plans as you go inside?
No idea.
No,
Lamora's gonna start Arn healing potions.
with your newly restocked medicine kit.
Yep, she's gonna go up to one of the the private little balcony areas.
Okay.
Avoiding the webs or burning them, whichever one is gonna work for this. For her to
Right.
get past.
Right,
So that she
right.
could sit down and start crafting up some healing potions for the peoples.
Cool.
Excuse me.
You're excused. What the fuck? And
Right.
Rivet.
I am going to go back into that costume area and go see if I can find some. So I imagine they would have some spare things like patch up stuff. See if we can find things to make a sewing kit out of.
Okay. All right, you're going to the costume area to
And-
make like a sewing kit.
And if I can't find it, or if I do find that, one way or the other, I'm going to start taking apart that emergency liver that I was making for Jerry, so I still have my parts that I can use.
Right.
Mumble grumble as he takes apart a liver.
Let me go ahead and find the little table I had to help make healing potions for you.
I will say, trying to look at the map. That little let me just move this little area right here. He's just kind of claimed this little work area for himself, where all the boxes and stuff are.
Yeah. What about Anicia and Clover?
Anisia's gonna take the list that she got from the mayor and the pages she stole from the shop, and reference them, seeing if anything lines up or anything pops out, or even just names
Right.
of interest.
Just checking for information overall.
Yeah.
All right. And Clover?
Just gonna collapse on a pew and lay there.
He an exhausted dragonborn.
Exhausted, tired dragonborn.
Exhausted boy. Okay. Lumora, can you go ahead and make me a medicine check with advantage?
Right? 16.
16. Okay, roll me 1d6.
3.
3. So, with the materials you have gathered from the different shops you've went to today and the natural supplies that you have on hand, you're able to craft 3 minor healing potions. So your box standard heal 2d4 plus 2 healing potions.
Nice. Hell yeah.
All right. And we have Rivet, you're trying to make a sewing kit, yes? Go ahead and make me
Weaver's souls is what they're called, but
make
yes.
me a survival check.
Not an investigation?
Nope, survival. You don't need to investigate to be able to find anything inside of here.
14.
14. With a 14, as you go ahead, you look around these costume rooms with all these extra velvets and cloth and whatnot, seemingly used to be able to patch up holes in costumes and whatnot. You don't find a direct sewing kit, but you do find at least the materials of threads and needles and whatnot. So you do have the stuff to make, a form of a sewing kit that you can use, and plenty of cloth to use to patch over any holes or anything of the like.
So the startings of a Weaver's kit.
Yep, you have the startings of a weaver's kit. Not a full one, but you do have at least some core essentials of one.
And the rest I'll probably be able to get like a little bit less for if I just go to town and the rest of it.
Yeah. And as for Anicia, you're gonna go ahead and begin cross-referencing between your notes. Let me go ahead and open up the list I sent you. Where is Anicia? There's Anicia. So you open up the little note with a list of names from the mayor of at least the core members that comprise of the Outsiders of Eve, this thieves guild in town. You do recognize, one of the name of, where is he? Why is he not listed down on here? Oh, did I forget to put him because you guys already killed him? Probably. Let me go ahead and pull it up on here. So you do recognize, oh no, he is right there. Goddamn, I'm blind. So you recognize the name of Gondly. He was the dwarf that you guys first met that led you over here to Rune. But you know him to be dead already. So you're able to go ahead and cross off his name. You begin looking between the buyer sheet and the list of names to see, which names really stand out amongst them. There are 2 names that do seem to appear on the buyer's list. That being the name of Terra and the name of Bornir. Or Bornir.
Bernier.
Bornir.
It's Brunier.
Bornir. It's French. Bornir.
Brunier.
Terra's name does seem to appear a bit more. I'd say you got about 2, maybe 3 sheets fulls of buyer names. And across the 3 sheets, each of them with about, I'd say 35 to 40 names on them, you're able to see Terra's name show up at least 8 or 9 times. As for Borner, he appears maybe 3 times, 4 times at most, though one of the names seems a bit iffy, so you're not really sure if that's his name or not, but you do know he's at least showed up. But other than those 2, you do also recognize the name of Midor appearing fairly frequently. seemingly visiting every other day on this buyer's list with their little addresses. Or not addresses, dates.
Yeah, I was gonna say, damn, we got the addresses.
I know,
About to go make some house
I
calls.
some detailed sales there.
she knows. But you recognize Midor's name as the same witch who owns the cafe that Zal is now with and Genevieve currently works for. She seems to have visited that shop fairly often.
Okay.
What would you like to do with this
Also-
information?
Quickly. I just
Uh,
looked in.
Hold on, Gus.
Sorry.
yeah,
Sorry.
thanks for cutting off. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
She's gonna take it and go to Lamora and let her know about Midor showing up on there like almost every other day. And that, you know, one, we know Gonley's dead, so scratching him off, and that the other two members, Tara and Bornir, show up on there.
Yep.
Lamar is playing mad scientist. Just walk in. Lamora's covered in the plants, the herbs and stuff. She's got the mortal and pestle out. She's like shaking the bottle, going, "Yes, it is almost complete." Oh, hi, Amicia.
So I know better than get close, just in case anything's poisonous. But some interesting things off those papers I took from the shop, and also the list I got from the mayor. So we already know one of the members is dead. That's fine. So it makes our list a little bit smaller. But two of them do show up on here, often enough to be noticeable. And then also, interesting enough, the cafe owner where I took Zal to, appears on here, almost looks like it's almost every day, every other day. A lot.
Well, I will give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they need spices for their little like pastries, but that is a bit concerning since Genevieve's there, and Zal, and
And this is a human trafficking cult. So, yeah, we need to go check it out.
It is a human trafficking cult, but do remember this place that's is it on the list of just the people that visited the shop? Is
Yeah,
her name? And she's not on the hit list.
she's not on the hit list, but the hit list is of
The original core members.
the core members. It does not include other people that might have joined since then, or underlings, or
So let's keep an open mind on making sure she's not actually with the cult. But at the same time, let's try to remember it's just an herbal shop. Many people could frequent it for a multitude of reasons.
this is very true. But definitely
if
best to
she
be
is-
cautious.
Definitely. And if she is a cult member, we turn her into cookies. It'll be fine.
All right, I like this idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this idea too. I made healing potions and she hands her one.
Oh, thank you.
Do they look like
Let's
like typical healing potions, or do they have like a unique look?
I don't
to
know.
them? Hell no. I just want to make
just
sure.
wants to
I'm like,
heal.
if she's making basic looking healing potions, that's kind of not Lumora style.
No, definitely not. No.
I'd like to retcon something I did now that I look at my inventory.
What's wrong?
I already have a Weaver's Tools.
Ah. Good job, Ghost.
So what I would like, just keep in thing with him going back there though. I have to take some of the cloth, anything that's like any good shape, functional, and I can still use, and kind of slip it into the bag of holding, but keep some of it out and start making some clothes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fine.
So I will say that Lumor's healing potions, I'll put it in the embed chat, are very adorable and very they're thicker than what you would assume a normal healing potion would be, kind of like cough syrup. And the colorization is like this. The potion bottles are adorable.
I've seen that stat block so much. I love that. He's so cute.
She just hands one to Anise and she goes, I'm gonna give one to Rune and one to Clover because I'm not sure if they can heal.
What?
Just to
You
be on
seen
the
me
safe
heal?
side. Just to be on the safe side.
Clover waking up. Huh?
I smell some bullshit.
Clover just the one eye bursts fucking opens. Like, what do you mean I can't heal?
So Lumora is after this information such after everything's said and done, before the night ends, Lumora is gonna find Clover.
Okay. You do indeed find him out. You said he's like just laying on the benches, basically.
Yeah.
You find him laying on the benches, kind of in front of the stage, and on the stage you can hear what sounds like the kids talking and moving around. Seems like most of them are inside of the giant hole Rune has carved out, but you do see a couple of them kind of going behind the curtain, and you can hear what sounds like thumping and whatnot, like they're moving around, maybe hitting something. You're not entirely sure. You can't really see.
Huh.
Beating the shit out of somebody. So I came to the wrong neighborhood.
Lumora, I'm assuming that we have cooked for the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
They've eaten. Okay, Lumora's gonna make sure that she has like specifically a cooked form of meat and some of the melted cheese are in it because she did tell Clover she was going to be making him that so he can try it. But cheese and meat is the best.
All
She
right.
just walks over and she kind of like puts the plate under his nose to try to wake him up.
Does that cat thing where he's like trying to eat it with his eyes closed before he opens his eyes.
Back.
Hey, eat dinner. I told you I was
That's
going to make you the meat with cheese.
And then we find out he's lactose intolerant.
It's
That's
fine.
fine.
This is a world experience for him. He's got to figure out that he's got to like take on some bigger demons than what he's dealing with right now.
Right? Stomach demons.
You never
Yeah,
know
he just-
until you try.
And what Laura sees is him pick up, the portion of meat, and he just puts the whole thing in his mouth and eats it like a fucking monitor lizard. Just chomps it back and swallows it whole.
See, cheese makes it taste so much better.
Certainly tasted different.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm going to be heading to bed, and she places the health potion in his hand. Make sure that if you're ever in a pickle, like you're unable to heal or whatever, or I'm unable to get to you, you drink this.
Okay. Thank you.
And of course, I have to make sure that this party members are all okay. Job of the cleric and all. Also, remember, we're going to work on finding your mom so you can ask permission to go home with me and Anicia. If your mom says no, I don't know what I can do about that. I think Rune and Jerry are outside, but I don't want to bother them. I will give Rune her potion in the morning. Mora's gonna go head off to go sleeps.
I will say, we will cut over to Rune and Jerry. So what Rune and Jerry will kind of be happening as everything inside is happening. So they'll like be going on at the same time. Um, so as everyone else goes inside, the graves aren't, the hardest to spot considering they're kind of placed out front of the theater itself, kind of off to the side. So, Arun, you follow Jerry over to it, and seeing the graves, Jerry goes ahead and kind of kneels down in front of the the three graves, and just looks over them. He doesn't say a word. He doesn't really move a muscle. You can see his eyes are like focusing on something. And for a few minutes, he kind of keeps this focused look on his face. Before he just sighs and his eyes like close a little bit. I think I found one downside of being you.
Only one? Pretty sure there's quite a few.
Maybe, but I think lack of tears usually is a pretty high-ranking one.
Mm. You'll be able to cry eventually. Just not tears.
What else are you supposed to cry than tears?
Blood, of course.
You say that like it's a natural thing.
Sure it is. You're a vampire now. Everything's related to blood. He hands him a handkerchief.
He looks at it at his completely dried face. And he'll like fold it over. You can notice he like folds it over his collar, but like he tucks it a bit more inward, so it's like more inside of his shirt. So you guys just found him in what kind of way?
Found them behind the school you were staking out. Were chopped up and put into boxes.
Wow. Treated like a common pig. I didn't deserve to go out like that.
Turn.
Not, but at least they were expertly cut.
I'm not sure if that's exactly a big plus side, but at least they were buried nonetheless.
Yes,
And
thankfully the mayor was able to gather up the boxes for us.
how kind of him. Were there bones inside of him? Was it just their meat? Did you find skeleton bits inside of it as well?
There was bones too, right, Mel?
There was, yes.
Yes. There's bones in there along with their meat. All of
Good.
that is now in the graves.
He nods his head a bit. Your dear friend. What is she exactly?
Need you to be a bit more specific. I
Is
don't really
sh-
have friends here, but you
Is she like a holy
left.
churchgoer?
Oh, you mean Lamora? I wouldn't say we were friends.
Well, she was friendly enough to come help you with my situation, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I'd say that's at
Yeah,
least more
they're
friendly than
nice
what most
people.
people are. At least
Yeah,
around
they're
here.
good people. She is a cleric. I'm not sure what god she worships, though, if any at all.
Do you think she might have, like, salts on her?
Probably. You wanna go ask?
Could you go in there? I don't want to see the kids at the moment.
He nods and, pats his back, and then goes in to go get Lamora.
I'd say this is around when Lumora you walked away from Clover.
All right. Lamora's starting to head away.
Yes. At that moment, you see, as you turn away and begin to walk away, Rune enters into the theater.
Oh, Rune, I was just thinking about you.
Really? I was thinking about you too.
Yes, and she reaches into her bag and pulls out the potion. I have this. This is a healing potion in case someone can't get to you in combat, or maybe you're hurt and you need a little boost, and I'm unable to provide it at the moment.
Hmm.
Here you are.
She accepts it and just looks at it and goes, "How cute. How very you." And puts it in her pocket.
I
By
am
the
known to be
way,
quite adorable.
yes. By the way, do you have any salts? Purifying salts? Jerry wants them for the graves. Help the bodies rest and all that.
Ah, right. Sure. I can go ahead and go do that. And she's gonna head on out with her.
As you two walk outside to go to the graves, you see that the three graves have already begun being digged up. It seems he is just going at it with his hands at a bit of a rapid pace, just kind of like a dog kicking up dirt from a place they buried a bone. He doesn't seem to have fully gotten like where they were buried itself, but he has certainly made a lot of progress on the three. So you find him out there, his hands deep into the dirt, scooping away dirt and whatnot that was just freshly patted up to get to them.
Kind
Oh,
of looks
Jerry, that's
over
not how you
at...
do it.
Yeah, and she's looking at Rune like, my graves.
Don't worry, we'll put him back. And Rune goes over and helps him dig. He's just like 30 times faster at it than he is.
Yeah, you make a very quick time with digging up the graves and finding the boxes themselves that the boys' pieces are being kept in. He goes ahead and looks over to you, Lumora. It's only a wives' tale that I've heard, but some people say that if you put salt over the bones and then you burn them, it could help prevent necromancers from using them in the future. And I would really prefer not anyone coming and just using my buddies for their own evil deeds, you know?
I completely understand. And she's gonna walk over and begin the process.
He will stand back and allow Lumora to do what she's best at. She's a cleric, he's not. He doesn't really know the full process. Again, he's only heard it through tales that he's gathered at bars and taverns when he's doing info collecting, so he'll watch on as you begin the process of salting up the bones, making sure each coffin is properly layered with salt before you step away.
I am sorry that they didn't have their heads attached and together. I would have been able to help you at least say goodbye.
His fingers are like on the edge of his pants, probably where he keeps some sort of weapon, like a concealed knife. He's just tapping his thumb on it. Well, there's nothing else I can really do about that now at this point. All I can do at least is stab a guy or two for them.
Remembering them also works, and visiting every once in a while.
Oh, I won't be leaving this place until we know for sure that these son of a bitches are taken care of. I have no plans of leaving them behind unattended like this.
You know what would be fun?
He'll like
Planting a
raise an
small
eyebrow.
little garden or a tree here. That way, even after you leave, as it rains and the sun shines, they can create something beautiful for this area.
He'll give a small snicker. I thought they did plenty good on themselves, but that might be a good idea. I'm sure I can find some flowers around here to go ahead and plant at least. I'm not sure about a whole tree, but something for sure at least.
Ooh, a berry bush.
Nice and prickly.
We're gonna go renovate this place after all this shit's over. Just gonna find a random fucking tree growing.
Nah, just berry bushes.
Berry bushes, that way it's prickly, but also can feed those who might need it.
He'll go ahead and nod his head. Yeah, I can get behind that sort of idea. What about you, Rune? Do you think that's fitting for them?
You know what? I think they would have wanted it that way.
The Mora does the thing.
You go ahead and before you toss in like a little match to light it on fire, he pulls out a little canteen and pours just a little bit of alcohol over each one. Not fully onto the bones and the salt itself, but kind of like at the foot of it per se. And so as you light the fire, burns up. You can see the flames licking at the top of the holes. And once they are fully died down, he immediately begins working on covering back over the holes in their graves. All the while, as he begins to bury them back up, he stays completely silent. The handkerchief that you gave him, Rune, like tied onto his shirt now. He probably did so before you guys came back out.
It's like, I promise you, Jerry. We're gonna find the assholes that did this, and we're gonna kill them.
You say it to him, but he doesn't really give a response. He seems like he's trying to focus on this, and he's not allowing his mind to really take in any sort of new information. Like he's very set and focused on what his thoughts are at the moment.
The Mora's gonna lean up towards Rune, kind of like gesture her to lean down because he's focused on something.
She just like tilts to the side so that her head is closer to Lamora.
Anicia has gathered a little bit more information from the 2 lists that she has. You should probably speak with her to get an idea of what's going on, and we can go from there. But I will be absent in the morning for a short while.
Where are you going in the morning?
I am going to visit 2 friends, get some peanut butter cookies, maybe get a magic staff, and possibly snip out and see if there's another cult member that I just allowed 2 of my wonderful little friends to be staying with and working for.
Oh yeah, we gave Zal that staff. We should probably get back. He doesn't need it more. He's blind now.
Yeah, he's got a
He
walking
sold
cane.
it.
It's fine.
Alright. I'll go speak with
He owes me-
Anicia.
He owes me like 7 favors. It's fine.
Can you keep an eye on Jerry for me?
She kind of like looks over to Jerry and she looks at Lamora. Looks at Rune and goes, "I know all about grief. Don't worry. I am a grave cleric. I got this."
Thank
you. What are friends
Lamora?
for?
Yeah, I was about to say, are we friends? Do we count as friends? Or are we just like comrades?
Lamora takes your hand and goes, "The moment we met, we became friends.
Is that how that works?
You told me your name, I told you mine. We fought some things. That's how you become friends."
Okay. I don't really know any better, so I'll just go with your work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any better.
It's for the best. You can ask Anicia. That's totally how it works.
Okay, I'll go ask Anicia. Thank you.
The more like she doesn't go next to Jerry, but she kind of stands and she keeps an eye on him. She waits. She's very patient. She's very silent for this.
Where's Anicia?
Anicia somewhere, certainly. Yeah, we'll have Rune and Anicia interact first. She is
Oh,
over
found her.
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
As by a
somewhere.
market. Somewhere, certainly.
What's Anicia doing when I walk up?
Probably just tending to the little makeshift farm. Making sure the kids didn't, like, totally mess everything up while they've been gone.
The garden looks
Somehow it's
perfectly
still like
fine.
flourishing, even though it's
Yeah.
indoors all day.
There's a little bit of druidic magic in there.
It's
it's
fine.
fine.
It's fine.
Fine.
Yeah, everyone, she's gonna approach and go just like, "Hey, Anicia, Lamora sent me to you, said you found new information.
Oh yes, yes. So we already know. Like she's kind of like holding up the two different like one list in one hand, and then the other set of like papers from the shop in her other one, and she's like, "So the list I got from the mayor has a list of the core members, at least the original core members. This does not include any ones that have joined, underlings, anything like that, but at least the core ones. So this is very important. The other set of papers I got from the shop that was above where we got Jerry from. Sweet little old lady. This is from her shop, though, of sales. Two of the members do show up as shoppers. The extra, frequent enough. Not super frequent, but definitely frequent enough that they popped up a few times. So they obviously go there a bit. Might be worth staking out. Though probably during business hours, so during the day, unfortunately. And she's kind of like looking over at like Rune, like, I'm sorry.
Business hours? I thought I told you to burn the place down.
We did not. There's a sweet little old lady, who just, liked to talk a lot and just, kind of kept blabbing all kinds of things, and, it doesn't seem
No.
like she owns the building at all. She just works there. And she
So
seems
what you're
to like the
saying is-
store.
You didn't burn down the building, and you left a witness. So there's evidence of us having been there, and a witness to corroborate such evidence.
Now that you're saying this out loud, yes, this sounds terrible.
Rin just face palms.
I mean, she was very sweet to me, so, you know.
Okay, but you could at least destroyed the place. At least the bottom part.
This is extra why we need to recon.
Ah,
Sounds like bad business.
okay, you know what? It's just something for us to work on in the future. You know, we've got a few things we need to work on.
But
It's just
think of it this
gonna
way,
put that on the
because we
list.
didn't destroy anything, that means they'll go back. Which gives us ample time to learn faces with names. And especially because the old lady knows me as looking like a cat. There is nothing wrong with me just sitting there for a while, just sitting on her counters, learning, watching who's shopping, and watching them as she fills out the ledger of whose name, so I can learn names with faces.
Okay, this is
I mean,
Shush, you're not here.
just to add on.
Shush, shush, you're not here.
Alright.
Okay, so question
No.
about the whole cat thing. Is it possible to tell when you are shapeshift? Like, can someone look at you and be like, "Oh, that's someone shapeshift as a cat," or do they just all see a cat?
They see a
They
cat.
just see a cat.
Okay, okay.
I'm like, oh wait, are you asking this as Rune, or are you asking this as Nevi?
Like, it's a mix of Rune and Nevi, because like, it's
okay.
smart, you know, to pretend to be a cat there. But these people are obviously magically gifted, so if they could walk in and like detect magic you or something and tell that you're just shaped like a cat and not actually a cat, that would kind of ruin
No,
the whole
mean-
thing.
It doesn't work like that. Don't worry.
Oh my
Unless
god.
they had, unless
Yeah,
they
'cause it's
had
not-
something to see through ability, like true seeing, they ain't gonna see them.
That'd be so weird to see, like if they had like a true sight kind of thing, and all of a sudden they just see like a little tiny Anicia like curled up like a cat, like all fucking weird.
She's just over there licking her legs.
She's
You're
licking
like,
her
"What?"
ass, and they just see Anicia there just licking her inner thigh.
Just like, what the fuck?
God. But yeah, no. So wild shape, it doesn't like leave a magical essence behind or anything like that.
So yes,
Oh.
it's a great plan. I agree with this plan 100%. It's a good thing she doesn't know what you look like normally. The rest of us probably shouldn't go there. Who else you talked to? Is you,
She
Lamora,
talked to
and Clover,
Lamora.
right?
Yeah.
So no Lamora and
Yeah.
Clover, they're not allowed to go near that place anymore undisguised.
I mean, they can always look from outside. But at least I have an in.
Yes, you have an in, which is great, because, information's good.
Yes, and especially getting faces. And also not only that, but possibly too, if one is shopping and has other members with them, and I recognize a name written down off of, from the list, and they have other members, then I learn other members' faces at least. So we know who to watch out for. Also, just listen into conversations. It's fine. The things people will talk about to animals, thinking the animals can't say anything to anyone.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk with animals anymore. Thank you for that disturbing image.
You're welcome.
As you guys are talking, Rune, you had noticed this. You especially noticed this because of the whole web situation. But yeah, some of the kids are definitely like schmooving around. Some of them are still in the hole, but a couple of others have moved behind the curtain, and you could hear like thumping noises. It didn't sound like any of the kids were in trouble. You didn't get that sense, but there was another presence, a weird almost Lumora and Anicia-esque kind of presence behind the curtain with them. And as you guys are talking, you can hear what sounds like a very silent, but to you, almost shrill-esque shriek. That
I have a
only.
question on that note.
Hmm?
I'm right there on the stage.
You're behind stage. You're backstage.
Yeah, you're backstage.
Oh, so it's up front then?
Yeah, so like you have like a curtain
never
like
mind
right
then.
here. It'd be more like right directly back here.
I was gonna say, it's like I'm near one of the curtains. Like, is it near me?
And
No,
this is
no.
a wall. This would be the back of the
Alright.
stage.
Yeah. So
Yeah. But
I was
this
just-
looks
I
like
was asking.
yeah, right here it looks like, the curtain. This is a movable curtain right here.
yeah, exactly. So you hear like this, only you two can hear this, what sounds like a very shrill kind of like shriek as if something had just died, and then there's like a small round of applause from like really tiny hands.
Okay, yeah, that's noise. I don't like that noise. All right, let's go investigate. What's going on over there?
As you
What
walk
shenanigans are they getting to?
as you like walk back behind, you see just off in the distance Rivet, look like pocketing like cloth and whatnot. And as you go through to enter the behind the stage, you do see a small group, probably like 4 or 5 of the kids, all holding what seem to be play swords and axes, like props that they would use for shows and whatnot, all holding them. And they are standing above, I'd say maybe a 3 foot tall, almost insect-like creature with its 2 hands acting almost more like pincers. You wouldn't really know anything with this. Anicia, are you going with her or are you staying behind?
Yeah, she would have dusted off her knees and stuff like that and her hands and gone with her.
So, Anicia, can I get you to make me a history check with advantage?
Oh god. Do.
I love you, cat. What? Roll it again. Roll it again. Oh.
Man, that's insane. You've
mean,
seen
it's
this
fitting for
creature
her.
before. You're 90% sure you've seen this creature in the Feywild. All you can really get is the sense that this is a Fey creature. And as you two enter the back, you see them all like kind of clapping their hands, their little bludgeoned weapons in their hands as they are clapping. The body itself seems to be very bruised, very beaten. Doesn't look like there's any sort of cuts or slashes made on the thing. Just like it was really just beaten to death with like a stick kind of deal. Let me grab an image for you.
Are these bullies?
They beat that. They gave that boring a concussion.
They've been playing pinata with this little bug thing.
Yes.
Fucking awesome.
Oh, wait, that's because I spelled the name wrong. That makes sense.
Welcome back, Meg.
You see a bruised up corpse looking like, I'll put this in out of character. Looking like this, laying on the ground.
The Yamcha pose.
The Pokemon.
Oh hell, that's terrifying.
Why are they killing the Pokemon?
That's not a Pokemon.
Look at the little Pokemon. Why are they killing
Oh.
them? No, that's fucked up.
That's
That's fucked up,
Pokemon.
Bello.
So
No,
you
the thing above that.
you see the kids
No,
all
it's
kind of
fucking-
standing around this the corpse of this insectoid creature. As soon as Rune and Anicia enter, they all like stop clapping and they have like a pale white look on their face. Like, uh-oh. And like two of them
Rune.
kind of wave their hands slowly.
Ren just looks to Anisia and just goes, I'm assuming your little dirty friend left that there. I don't think he intended for them to be able to kill it, though.
Anicia, roll me another history check as you're looking at this thing a bit more.
Kind of feel bad for it.
Why can't you have them roll nature, you monster? Why
All right,
can't you-
let me go ahead and take a shot. That's one of my conditions for me to drink tonight is natural ones and nat 20s.
Oh my god.
My God, Anicia, you don't know shit.
It's like,
There's
history
a
class.
true history.
It's fine. You have advantage on it, remember?
Oh, there was? Okay.
Yeah.
Try it again, yeah.
I'm taking my
Anicia,
shot.
dumb.
If you
dumb
roll
as hell.
another one, I swear to fucking God, Anicia.
I was hoping she'd roll a 20.
I was hoping she would
Drink
too,
again.
honestly.
That would have fucking hilarious.
Man, you're looking at this and you're like, man, as I'm looking at it a bit more, I'm not even sure if this thing is Fey now. It just looks like a big old insect.
This thing is just beaten to all hell.
This-
Your kids are really strong.
Listen, either Alma left something very weak to protect them behind, or he ordered it not to hurt them, and it just kind of died defensively, which I feel bad about.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah.
One of the kids, they like kind of slowly nod their head. Yeah, the little dirty guy, he summoned about 8 of these things and they've been hiding in the rafters while he went out. He told him that we were not food and to not lay a claw on us, and he left. Sorry?
Why did you kill this one?
They all kind of like exchange looks with each other. We were training.
Anisia's just behind
These are
Rune, just giving a
monsters.
thumbs up. Like, yeah, good job, kid.
Okay, listen. I know I've been teaching you guys how to use your weapons and stuff like that, but you're not supposed to use it against non-threats. That's the right way to say it, right? Rebecca.
They all like hang their heads low a little bit, like sorry.
Okay, the blade is to defend yourself from things trying to kill you, not from things meant to protect you.
If it's any better, the other kids in the hole, they're just reading magic books.
Okay, that is better. That is better.
I don't think they have one of them.
It's all fire based.
We look in the hole and they're just reading books to one of the bug things.
Yeah. They like have them all dressed
tied
up and whatnot.
Oh
They've
my
got him
God.
like tied up, forcing him to listen.
Do you, Anicia, would you like to make one more history check with advantage?
Let's go. Let's
Fuck it, why
some more
not?
nat ones.
What's some more
Rune
what's some more
peeks down
alcohol
there.
in the system, right?
I'm imagining Rune peeks down to look at what those kids are
Jesus God.
One more. Come on. It's with advantage. Okay, there we
There
go.
you go.
We made it. Okay, finally.
Finally dawned on her. Ah!
Oh, They're mean locks. They're called mean locks. You know them. They're on the relatively, I'd say, weaker end. They're not exactly like the weakest Fey beings that you'd find. They can certainly hold themselves up in like a fight with maybe, some basic animals and whatnot. And they could certainly like in a pack, they can certainly take care of like a giant person or something like that. So you know that if they were to fight the kids, they would definitely be a threat to the kids at least, and any commoner that might try to come in, and they might do relatively well against like a seasoned adventurer, that try to wander on in.
Okay, yeah. Nisia's gonna. What are they called again?
Meanlock, Meenlock.
Okay, yeah. No, Nisia's gonna relay all of that to Rune.
I'm gonna make you guys some dummy. Not your guard.
You see them kind of get like a little excited look on their face as you say you're gonna make him a dummy to practice on.
I mean, we could always ask him to summon more, and the children can practice.
Feels like animal.
I mean, these are kind of in certain parts of the Feywild, they're kind of all over the place.
Yes.
Just looking at this druid, like, are you condoning animal cruelty?
You know them to be they're in some cities, like if they were to get into the overworld, you could know them to be like really overgrown termites. So they could indeed be seen as pests in some areas.
Yeah, I was about to say that and be like, yeah, no, they're kind of a nuisance pest. In certain areas, if they overbreed, they're just.
It doesn't help that they can like teleport. That is a thing that they can do, by the way. They can just
Oh.
teleport. They have a shadow teleport, more like, but
Poor Charlie didn't deserve this.
poor
I'll
Charlie.
think about it. About it. Because fighting against a living thing will definitely be a good experience. Same time, it feels so cruel to the summon being.
I mean, it might be good for the children to learn how to better defend themselves.
As this is all happening, Lumora, you say you're just kind of staying quiet. You're watching Jerry and everything, right?
Yeah.
He
She's staying quiet. He needs time to process and grieve.
You can see him because of how quiet you are and how focused he is. He doesn't really notice that you are still there. So
I tried
as
invisible. I'm joking.
you could, honestly. You're about to take a long rest. It is in your ability to just turn invisible.
Nah, she's not. She doesn't want him to feel like he's alone. He's fine.
He thinks he's alone. That's the thing.
It's
So
why she's just staring at him intently.
it's like as Rune as Rune goes inside, he doesn't really acknowledge that you're still here. You see him just keep on very rapidly, forcefully putting dirt back onto their graves, making sure to put the dirt where it was meant to go, not mixing dirts or anything. And then stomping his foot onto the ground to pat down the dirt. With every step, you can feel just the slightest little rumble from around him. Not really something to be concerned about. It's not going to be knocking over or anything, but you can tell there's a lot of force behind those stomps as he pats the dirt down. All the while, his eyes are kept onto the little tombstones made for his friends. It looks like, when you look at his face, that he's trying to cry. He's like doing the motions of how you would force out tears, but nothing is really coming, and every time he tries, he just seemingly gets more and more frustrated with it. Before, after about a few minutes of him just stomping on the ground, the dirt all nicely patted in, tightened, and whatnot, he just falls onto the ground and just sits kind of over the three graves, his dagger in his hand, as he begins to just use it to trace out the letters of their initials onto the dirt itself.
Lamora's gonna walk over and she's gonna kind of like kneel next to him, watching as he's carving the dirt, and say, "How did you all meet?"
As you speak, you see him kind of jump in place a little bit, realizing that you were still there indeed. Um, After a few seconds of him just kind of like calming back down from his jump, we were friends from childhood. Uh, we all used to run around, be delinquents. You know how kids can be, little assholes, pestering randoms on the street, trying to get some money to bring home and go buy candy or whatever. And as time went on, we just kind of stuck together,
So they were
dropouts and
your found
whatnot.
family.
Yeah, basically. They were my brothers. They're
Tell me.
Hmm?
Do you know the years of your birth?
He thinks about it. I know I'm at least 26. I don't know about them. We kind of never really went into it. We celebrated like every day was our birthday when we were younger. We were just living life, you know? We could do whatever we wanted whenever we wanted.
Do you remember any specific day that was special to you all?
The day we met Rune, probably a year ago or so.
And what year is it?
Man, that's a question, Mags, huh?
Just say he gave me the question. He just gave me the
He
answer.
gave you the answer. Let's say it's like I don't know, 1931. I don't know.
Ew.
Damn. It doesn't mean
She
anything,
offers.
but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the year that he gives, she gives a smile and nods as she is going to look around, pick up like four rocks? No, 5 rocks. Yeah, 5 rocks. Because I had to count like 3 there, then him, then Rune. So that's 5.
Mm-hmm.
She picks up 5 of the rocks, and she's going to take out. She's gonna. She doesn't have a dagger. Damn. She's gonna look at him. She's gonna give a smile and says, "Talk with me tomorrow, and I will have a gift for you. Something that might feel a little nicer to have, so that they are always in your memory."
He gives her like a puzzled look. You've been awfully nice to me, my brothers, and Rune. What is your goal?
Well, at first the goal was to help this girl named Genevieve come here to go into school to become a wonderful little baker. And then I heard the problem. We ran into Rune and we heard the problems that they were having. And it made me sad, the idea of children being taken from their homes. So we offered to help. And now we're here. The only main goal that I have is to make sure that whatever it is Amicia needs, she can get, and we can succeed on her journey. But while a cult runs around and threatens the lives of people, it just feels wrong to just allow it to happen. People don't deserve to be treated this way. Especially not children. They are the innocent after all. No good, no bad. Only what they are shown and what they learn.
As you're talking to him and explaining, you see that he has the dagger that he owns in his hands. He's kind of flipping it around, his fingers curled around the hilts of it, kind of using it as like a fidget toy almost. The dagger has a little bit of blood, seemingly recent, not as in like, oh, it's a recent hour, but maybe within the last 3 to 4 hours, blood on it, starting to kind of dry up on it. As you kind of finish talking, you said the girl's name was Genevieve, correct?
Yes. She's a sweet little girl from a village that we started our adventure on. All she wanted was to become a baker, and her father asked us to escort her to this town. So, I happily did so with my companions. She's very sweet.
Sounds like at least she has a very loving family to take care of her. And I hope that she's able to stay safe during all of these events and that she doesn't get caught in the crossfire.
Oh, if anything was to happen to Genevieve, I would burn this whole town. I'm not even joking. Anyway, so
He like just nods his head, like kind of like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
So.
I kind of want to do the same thing.
Grief makes us want to do a lot of things. If it helps, and she kind of like pulls out what was it called? Fuck, I was just looking at it. I'm literally like looking at something like I'm gonna pull this thing out, and then it's just like, where'd it go?
Time's here. Ah, shit.
She's like, if it helps, you can. And she kind of takes out a mace that she doesn't use. I don't know what good it will do, but you can start bashing in rocks with this.
He'll look at the mace and just smile. He'll take it, put it onto his hilt. I'm not sure how often I'll actually use it now that I have any. Holds up the dagger and just kind of like wiggles it a little bit. But thank you for the thought. And
Daggers are great, but this can really bash in like some rocks. Like you don't have to use this to fight, but I gotta say, I find that it's very fun if you paint the face or put the name of someone who has upset you on a big rock and you just start bashing it in.
let me go ahead and put a mace into Jerry's inventory. Because he has. Yeah,
We had this one friend. He was this like tiefling guy. He pissed me off so much that I bashed like 3 boulders in.
What did he do to piss you off that much?
Well, for one, he broke a promise. And 2, he got a dear friend of mine, Anicia, you saw her, almost killed for petty revenge and needless destruction. The only thing I asked for him, because I was helping his brother, was to simply find her and make sure she was okay. He proceeded to do none of that. Anicia is fine, thankfully. But I do hope I don't run into him again. And he better pray he doesn't run into me, to whatever god it is he chooses now.
What god do you worship? Rune said you were a cleric, but she wasn't sure what god it is that you worship, so who gives you your belief?
I have no belief. Well, I guess you could say I know that gods are real. I know that they're here. I know that they're helpful. But I do not give any of them worship. It feels strange to me to ask someone for divine intervention on things that I can fix on my own. And when I am in need, whomever it is that I ask for help is whoever it is that has helped me in the past, or someone that I am close to. When I was saving your life, I prayed to the goddess of water here in the town. I had spoken with her, and we had a good understanding at her temple. And I thought maybe she could help.
You spoke
I wasn't
to
sure how.
Tethys?
Yes.
That's weird. She almost never comes down. Her daughters are a lot more active. Tethys herself never
No.
comes down.
No, not her. Sorry.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. You were. I knew you were forgetting.
No, not her.
Not her. Oh, you mean Reddy?
Yes.
Ah, that one.
Really.
That one makes a lot more sense. Yes, she is quite popular amongst her priestesses.
Well, the cult took out one of her priestesses, and I helped bury them. And I gave her some closure with that, allowing her to speak with them. So, I reached out to her, knowing that she knew what it was to feel the loss from this conundrum your town has found. And she helped.
This might be perhaps a little insensitive, but please tell me that the priestess that died was the governor there, correct?
Was it?
Yeah, it was. The governor of the district that church is located was one of the sisters of the church, and that's the one who died.
Yes, she passed away. She was murdered.
Well, I'm not glad that she died, but it's better her than one of the other sisters, at least.
Mora kind of just shrugs and she goes, "To each their own. I don't know her life story, nor do I know her story with anyone else.
Oh,
I just know that the goddess cared for her, and I laid her to rest."
she was a fine lady herself, and I have no ill intentions towards her, no. I just know someone else who works who is a sister of that church, and I would not wish harm on her at all, considering what she did for me in my early years.
Oh, and what is her name?
I gotta go look at my notes. Holy shit, hold on.
Why would you bring her up?
Because I don't know. Because I think before I state things and realize I don't have it opened.
How dare.
God damn it. Alright.
How dare you.
You can continue talking as I search through my notes.
What am I supposed to say? Like, I asked him a question.
I don't know.
Do.
Do.
No, I don't know what she in particular has done, but I know a lot of people tend to feel bad when they hope that someone befalls a fate that they wish not on someone else. But we all have moments where we think this. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to feel sorry for.
I just don't think that my mother is exactly ready to go on. You know?
So she's your mother, the one that you hope didn't pass?
Exactly. Her name was Cecile. I haven't contacted her in, I'd say, almost 20 years. I was still single digits when I ran away from home.
If you had the opportunity to speak with her now, would you do it?
No, I don't think I would.
Hmm.
I could tell after my dad passed that she was clearly grieving, and I don't know. I don't think I was meant to be there for her. All I know is that she's alive. I've seen her when I was scouting, so I'm glad to know that she's at least still alive and she wasn't the target of the attack. Anyway, it is getting a bit late. You should probably go turn in and rest.
She nods and gives him a pat on the head before she starts to head in and goes, "By the way, you and Rune?"
What about Rune?
I'm happy for you both. And she gives a smirk before walking inside.
He gets like a little surprised look on his face, and if he was able to really like blush, you could tell that he probably would have with the expression he gave, but he just looked very surprised as you go on inside.
I'm gonna go to sleep because Lemora is tired.
Hmm.
She grabs Olma and drags him. Come on. You gotta brush your teeth.
Ulma, who was just trying to go ahead, climb back onto the rafters where some of the other mean locks were, just gets plucked away, and as he begins getting dragged, um, he's like, shit, 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 all right, go! And as he says go, you two with the mean lock in the back, you see the mean lock immediately kind of shatter, but instead of shattering into something like glass, his remains turn into what looks like paper. So it gives you the sound of glass breaking, but instead there's a lot of what looks like sheets of paper left on the ground. And as you grab him, Lumora, you see several other sheets of paper, seemingly torn up, begin to fall from the rafters.
Are you supposed
Don't
to be
put
able
your
to do that?
don't put your dandruff everywhere. She drags him.
What? I don't. Hey! What?
Okay, that's it. Bedtime. Bedtime. I'm done with this. Today's been long. All you to bed. Tired.
Does anyone have anything to do before we get you guys on a long rest?
Sacrifice Olma to the god. I'm joking.
How dare!
He just made confetti. It's fine.
It's not that bad of a crime. All right.
I don't think anyone else says anything.
No.
In that case, go ahead, everyone, take a long rest. Those who want to change out their spells and are able to do so, go ahead. And of course, the Tasha's versatility thing. So those who cannot switch out cantrips on a rest, go ahead and switch out your cantrips, and then pick one of your leveled spells that you want to swap out as well. With
I
that,
swap out all my spells.
and we will also go ahead and take a quick 10 minutes for a break.
You can undeafen.
Well, I mean, they hear you now.
Cool.
Penis!
Ghost
I
likes
was gonna ask them
penis.
how they were, but okay. I was gonna ask people how they were, how they were
Exhausting,
doing and
right.
stuff, but okay.
How dare you? Don't you know that ski_x is a new first-time chatter, and they were chatting, and you just treat them like this?
Wow, Ghost, way
Womp
to make
womp.
them feel unwelcomed.
Shut up, Corgi.
That's what they said. They said womp womp.
Yeah, because I
I
got
agree.
womp
Womp womp. I love womp womp.
womp. I got womp womp twice.
Womp womp.
Okay. I changed my oath to Oath of Devotion, so instead of Bane, I have Sanctuary now. Which would be nice. Which will be nice, you know, to protect somebody with.
Good, having a
You
good day.
invited to.
Thank you. We hope you guys are having a good day too as we get ready to come back to
Womp womp.
D&D.
Bum.
Describe how the morning air smells, Mello. Come on, let's go.
Smells like
That's right, you have soundboards and disabled. Fuck.
yeah. Actually, I think I have most
That-
people's soundboards muted.
I don't use them very often.
I'm saying
Yeah.
this and I'm like going through and like actively muting everyone's soundboard.
Mello.
I had everyone's but Ghost's soundboard muted or
Just
unmuted.
checking for you, that's why I did the sound.
What's up? Max?
Describe to me
Okay.
what the morning smells like, how it feels, and all that.
It smells very
Describe to me the taste of the moaning dew.
the moaning dew.
Oh.
Morning dew.
Ah, the moaning
Ah.
dew. Man, we go
Ah.
off. We go on BRB for 10 minutes, and Rune and Jerry just can't keep their hands together, or can't keep their hands off each other. God, nasty asses.
Mickey's been sitting here for the last 4 hours. Like, make it stop!
Yeah, she's had to hear everything. Mrs. I'm just trying to meditate here, and then like,
Jerry crawling his way
Yeah.
from behind a curtain.
He just like
Like a
meets
fucking
eyes with
raisin.
Anicia, and all he gets out is like a help, and then he just gets dragged back.
Okay, we're off
Okay.
topic. Let's go.
Yeah, the morning, it smells like morning, all right. Who normally wakes up first?
I would assume Anicia because she only needs 4 hours.
That's right, Anicia, you an insomniatic, right? I forgot. So
Yeah.
Anicia, during the night, is there anything in particular you're doing other than like your meditative sleep?
Not really. Just kind of just chilling, just waiting. Really can't do anything until everyone else wakes up.
I mean, you can still sleep more if you want. Doesn't say you can't.
This is true.
I will say it's about 6 o'clock by the time everyone wakes up because I gotta move. Time skip.
Laura wants to get there as soon as this freaking place opens. She wants her cookies.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine like Anicia sitting there just like by the bed, just being like, okay, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
So
Staring at you at an uncomfortable angle, like, wake up.
he's just like looking down onto her. Anicia, as the night goes on, you know, for real time's reference, you know, everyone went to bed around 10, 11 o'clock. Jerry never really came back in, you know, as soon as everyone else did. And even through your meditation, it was hours before Jerry ever came back inside. It had to have been maybe 2 hours ago that Jerry seemingly finally came back inside. You didn't hear the sounds of him smashing anything. Honestly, it was pretty dead quiet around here, save for the few soft snores from the kids and your other fellow party members, and you know, the wind rustling around outside. But other than that, you know, you never really heard anything. Lamora's thinking about peanut butter. But yeah, so about 2 hours before everyone else really wakes up, Jerry, or at least what you assume to be Jerry, comes inside, but you don't see him go to any like room in particular. Instead, you can hear what it sounds like someone climbing up to the top.
Does it not seem like it would be Jerry climbing up to the top?
I don't know.
or-
You said you're by Lumora's bed, so I don't know if like that means you guys are sleeping on the chairs in the middle, or if you guys like went to one of the other rooms that have been turned into
Went to one of
makeshift beds.
those like so if you look on the map, you see how like near the stage and everything, there's like the VIP boxes.
Yeah.
Lamora just sleeps in one of those. VIP area.
Yeah, make
VIP.
like a little
little
makeshift
curtain facing out
lofty
and everything.
area.
Yeah, so I guess from your seating, I mean, it might be a little hard, but your passive is, I think, like 15, right?
My passive is 16.
16. Yeah, so you know it's Jerry.
Oh, okay.
You do know it is Jerry. You're not, I don't assume you're like really looking at him, unless you are.
I mean, kind of like peeking over, just making sure
It is in
You
fact
know.
him.
that it is in fact him. Maybe make sure that he's not going like crazy vampire rar.
He seems normal as you look at him as he comes back inside finally. He seems to be using his hands to like really firmly grip onto the pillars that he's using to like hoist himself up. Basically just fucking full on raw grabbing this pillar and just using his strength to pull himself up to the rafters. But you do notice, at least, he has his dagger in his mouth as he's carrying it. And the dagger does seem a bit freshly coated in blood. As for the rest of him seems to be fine. He doesn't seem to be hurt or anything like that. But he doesn't pay you any attention because his passive is only one below yours. His investigation's much higher, but his insight's only a 15, so he doesn't notice you actually looking at him. As he gets up to the rafters, he looks around, sees the kids on the stage and everything. He gives a little nod to himself and he like rests his head up onto one of the wooden beams. And he doesn't really seem to be sleeping, but he's just resting.
And he's gonna look over him and be like, "Psst, hey."
Say to who?
Jerry.
Let me grab a Jerry. I don't have a Jerry.
Let me grab a Jerry.
Let
Just
me
any
gra- let me
Jerry.
just
will do.
grab a Jerry real quick.
Let me just grab any of them.
Yeah, one of the many that I totally have. Let me just grab a man. I don't have a token for him yet.
This is really just God damn it! Now I can't think of the goddamn show. Rick and Morty, the dad,
Yeah,
Jerry.
it's just-
Let me just grab a Jerry.
Let me just grab Jerry real quick. It's fine.
A Jerry. There's multiple Jerrys.
Fuck it. I'll use this one. This little guy. This is his for his temporary thing. I'd say he's like probably like right over here on the rafters, so like not on the actual seat itself, but like in the air.
Oh, okay.
Any Jerry will do. Yeah, any Jerry. So as
So yeah,
you,
it would be kind of like hanging over the balcony area.
I'd say like yeah, there's like maybe 10-15 feet from like where you are up to the rafters itself. So as he settles down and you whisper out, you see him like shake a little in his bed like he was surprised before he whips his head around, looks, and then he spots you.
She's just gonna kind of wave and be like, "Hi, good morning. How are you?"
Are you like actively talking to him, or are you just waving?
Kind of just waving.
The
My
the
internet
cut out,
apparently
yeah.
Yeah, apparently just wouldn't know.
Just waving like and then nothing. Just completely gone. Yeah, no, as you kind of give like the friendly wave, he seems very confused. Like, why are you awake in the first place? But he'll go ahead and raise a hand and he'll like confusedly wave back to him or back to her.
Is it obvious, kind of, like that he's confused about why the fuck she's awake?
He just seems confused. Yeah, like you
Oh, okay.
it is not that hard to tell that he is like confused that someone is awake at all. Because like at this time it's like maybe 3:34 in the morning.
Anicia is just gonna kind of like pinch the ends of her ears, like
Yeah.
like Elf.
He'll like raise a finger, and then like you see him get the expression of like, yeah, that makes sense. Never mind. He'll like just give
Carry
you
on.
a thumbs up, like, yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense. And he like points like to the rafters he's laying on, like, I'm just gonna rest, okay?
Yeah, she's just gonna give him a thumbs up. Be like, okay, okay.
Okay. And then he'll rest his head back, and then we will skip to about 2 hours forward. And that is when I will say everyone else begins to kind of start waking up.
Lamora's got the curlers in her hair. She's got her face mask on. Her plushie that is Olma.
The teddy bear that is a little hag. Yeah. As you all begin to wake up, is there anything in specific happening before people begin to set off to go do what they plan on doing?
I would like to go plant my plant monsters.
You would like to go plant your plant monsters.
I want to go plant my plant monster.
Okay. Where do you want to go plant them?
Over in this area.
Sorry, go ahead, Mark. Okay, over here. So outside, kind of on the other end of, like, opposite to where the graves are?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let me go ahead. Let me open up your wiki thing so I can remind myself which ones exactly you have.
I've got them in my inventory too.
Yep. So you go ahead, you take the recently obtained credit plant seeds that you got from the botany shop. You take them outside to go begin planting. You go ahead and look over the packaging that they're carried in. The boxes that contain the really big ones. Which ones do you have? You have
I have two medium and two large.
Yeah, you have a
Bleh.
Spinodionea and a Banksioger. I fucking hate that on how they're pronounced, but we ball. As you like look at the ones in the large boxes, these briefcase-sized packaging, the instructions on how to plant them state that you need like a nice big area for these guys to be planted.
Yeah.
You need like a good, not like a full acre or anything, but like you need a good like lawn-sized area to plant these guys in because of how big these guys are meant to be. As for the medium creatures, they definitely don't need as much space. You could probably like take up, a good flower bed sized area to plant them in.
Is there an eraser?
An eraser?
So I can erase the boxes I made.
I think you
fucked
can
up.
Control Z them, right?
No.
You cannot. In that case, I think I can.
You grab if you grab the hand, or not the select arrow, you can grab what you need and drag it away.
Yeah, you can like
Okay.
drag a box over them and then you can delete.
Okay.
That's what I did
So you're
for it.
saying, would you say like a little 4x4 square for the large, and then maybe like a 2x2 square for the mediums?
Oh, probably bigger than a 4x4. I'd say, you need like more like a 6x6, 8x8
Oh, okay.
kind of big. Like these things are big.
Then I will wander over to the farm to plant them.
Over to a farm.
Yeah. Or at least wherever there is 2 6x6
Open
spots
areas.
available.
A place where you can get like a good 30-foot by 30-foot area to plant these boys in. I'd say, yeah, you'd have to wander outside of the theater, outside of the whole town, honestly, to be able to go to the field itself. the closest farms, at least the one that you guys went to when doing the autopsy on Jerry, you know those to be mostly like grazing fields. So you won't really interrupt like any crop growing or anything if you plant them directly nearby the gates, though you might probably get a few weird looks from passerbys and whatnot, but it's enough space to go ahead and do so. The boxes themselves, when they talk about how long to grow them, this does not seem like something that's going to be done, in a matter of just, a few days. Like these large ones, they say that they may take anywhere from 3 to 4 months for them to grow properly.
This is downtime stuff.
As for the medium ones, though, they say that maybe like a week or two in length for them to be grown.
Yeah, so I'll go plant them near the grazing fields.
Okay. Yeah.
Not near, not like there's still a decent amount of space, but
Yeah. At least close enough that you can go check on them from the theater, but not too far out that like if something was to happen to it, it would take you forever to get to them.
Yeah.
So I'd say give it like a 30 to 45 minute walk from the theater. To like get out of the town and go out far enough into the fields that's not too close to the pathway and the walls, but not too close to where more of the farm animals will be.
yeah. And then he's also going to hammer in a little sign, which is property of Dragonborn Clover.
Okay, yeah.
Touch at your own peril.
As Clover does this, I take it everyone else is kind of doing what they do to go ahead and wake up.
I would like to
Laura-
talk to the hag.
You want to talk? You want to talk to the Olma?
Yes.
Okay. Lumora, what are you doing?
Lamar is taking the rocks that she got, and she is she's basically creating dog tags one for Jerry, 3 for his friends, and 1 for Rune, and putting it on like a little necklace to give to Jerry.
Okay.
So she's gonna spend time doing that.
Just making sure you release the Olma.
Yeah, I kick him out of the room. It's fine.
Get out of here. Toss him over the edge. It's fine.
All right, Oma. You have brushed your teeth. You had suffered through the night. Now you can actually go have fun. She like walks over to the ledge and she goes, "I'm gonna drop you now."
What? And then you drop him.
Whee!
He's like, wow. And then, like, before he can really hit the ground, he'll use like a wild shape to go ahead and turn into like a
He's most comfortable
raven.
that way.
A raven that he'll use to kind of like fly, like, oh, I'm gonna hit the ground, and then he just like floats up and kind of goes more up to the raptors, like, crazy woman, how dare! He'll stay in bird form, kind of perched up there for a bit before he does fly
Gives
down.
a wave before she heads, but she goes over to Anicia. She's like, "Okay, what are we doing?"
The raven will go ahead and actually properly go back down to the floor, and he'll unwild shape. I'd say, Rivet, that's about time when you go ahead and come out.
My face. Morning to you.
Good morning.
I think we're heading into town today. Do you want to do anything?
Do I want anything? I can't think of
Herbs.
anything off the
things.
top of my head that I need. I have most of my stuff in my pouches. He like gives a very confused like shrug, like because he, other than Lumora, no one really like asks him like, oh, do you need anything? Like Lumora has asked him and whatnot, but he's not really used to it.
Mhm.
Oh, ow! I hit my thigh. Oh, I hit my thigh. Oh, fuck.
And the old one hits their thigh on the rafter down
On the
here.
bench. Yeah, he like hits it. He's like, ow! Fuck.
He's so surprised that someone's talking to him. He hits his thigh.
Yeah. He's like, ah!
And thus him being shy and bumping and clumsy around Rivet has started up the ship.
Oh God.
God.
Roma. Anyway. What about you, Rune?
Ravma.
Oh, actually, wait, that kind of fucks. Anyway.
What are you?
Rune?
Oh, you got
Hey.
talked over, so I didn't know you were talking to me.
Yeah, no, you're. I'm asking what
Yeah.
Rune is up to.
It's morning time now. I'd say Jerry's like up in the rafters, right?
Yeah, I don't think Rune would. I think Rune would have gotten the pings as someone walked in, but um, I don't think she'd know directly where Jerry is at the moment. But you know Jerry's in the building at least.
I'm gonna give him time. Where the little bastards at? What chaos are they committing this morning?
The little children, most of them are in the hole, still sleeping
They're in the
away.
hole?
It's still early. There's like maybe one or two of the more older kids, the kids that are aging more towards like 12, 13 maybe. They're awake and they're still in the hole itself, but they're like peeking out over the hole, kind of looking around, seeing what everyone else is doing.
Did Lamora and them leave yet or no?
No, they're still here. Everyone's still here, except for Clover.
I wanna go to Lamora and ask for the location that she's gonna be at so that I can know it.
She kind of like looks to Anicia because she's never been to the cafe. What's the name of the cafe?
The name of the cafe is should be
Blanc.
over here. The Hedgehog's Dragon is the name of the cafe.
That was the
We're
Hedge Dragon.
going to the school and to where the Hedgehog Cafe is. Because we need to speak with some people.
Okay. Well, stay safe, alright? If you're not back by nightfall, I'm coming to find your corpse.
Like a true friend.
Like
Yeah,
the
sure.
true friend. She seems very eepy.
Also, two quick things, Rune.
Mm-hmm.
One, if I die, you are more than welcome to have one of my bones after Anicia picks what she wants. And
Why
two,
would I take your boat?
to remember me by, obviously. Speaking of, if you happen to die, may I have one of your bones?
Yes. I don't think there'll be any left behind when I die, but I mean, if there is, go for it.
Who
I mean,
knows?
Jerry
Who knows?
gets first pick, though.
Mm-hmm. And you kind of see her like also pull out some papers. She goes, "Do you want to sign a DNR?
What's that?
Do not resuscitate, meaning if you were to die on my watch and I have the ability to bring you back, do you want me to bring you back or do you just want me to like leave you be?"
You know, she thinks about it for a moment. She's like, you know what? Get back to me on that later.
She nods. Does Jerry need to sign one?
Well, no.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me know. And she folds up the paper.
Will do.
Oh, I also gotta ask that little kobold creature.
How long do you think you'll be gone?
A few hours, I believe.
Anicia, you know it takes about 3 to 4 hours to get to that place because it's the same distance, you know, from here to the school as it is from here to the cafe. So
It
you're gonna be
might
gone
be-
most of the day.
Yeah, Anisia's gonna look at them and be like, it might be all day.
if you were to
Yeah,
leave
that's
right
true.
now, you guys would either be home around noon, between noon to 2 p.m.
Well, it's 3 to 4 hours there, and then it's 3 to 4 hours back, plus however much time we're gonna be there.
Yeah, it is 6 a.m. at the moment, so if it's 3 hours, it's 6 hours total of travel time, which will bring you back at noon. And then if it's 4 hours, it'll bring you back at 2.
I'll see you somewhere between lunch and dinner.
Yeah. Don't worry. You and your little buddy will have the theater all to yourselves, minus the children.
Well, I mean, that's just how things used to be.
Minus the children.
Reminds me, I gotta make stabbing. I guess I'll.
Do you need anything while we're out?
Mm, it's like that. No.
What? Oh, I thought it cut out.
No, I think we'll be fine. Just, keep an ear out for anything interesting rumors. Like,
She nods and she you see her kind of tug her ears a bit more so that they are fluffed up, and she's like, "Yeah, don't worry, we'll keep her ears out." Right, Anicia?
Yeah, and she's gonna kind of do the behind the ears or whatever, and go from the base of the ear out to the tips, rub the back of them.
Our ears are prepped and ready.
you guys are so weird.
I'd say about now I'd say now Clover will be you're getting back close to the theater.
Well, have fun. Get all the cookies.
Mm-hmm. I'll see if I can bring back some more treats for the children.
Oh, they're gonna love that. You're gonna give them a sweet tooth.
Another thing I wanted to ask Olma.
You have another thing you want to ask Olma?
I had another thing I was going to ask Olma on top of that.
Oh yeah, Alma still has my knife.
He does, yeah. Well, no. Olma doesn't have your knife.
My dagger of disarming.
Oh, that, yes, okay. No, I thought you were talking about your basic knife. I'm like, no, you gave that one to Jerry.
No.
I had the slippery knife.
Yeah, Olma has the slippery knife.
I get that back.
Olma's still with you, Rivet, if you want to ask him the question.
Yes, I did. I was waiting on y'all to be done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Those creatures you sent out, can they go anywhere? Is there a certain range?
Oh, you mean the little insectoids, the meanlocks?
Mm-hmm.
He goes ahead and kind of gives a little shrug. I'll be honest, it's not a spell I'm very familiar with. This isn't something I normally do. After that weird old earthquake thing that happened the other day, I had a couple of new spells at my disposal, and it was weird, just getting the ability to summon this thing. Wasn't normal, but if I had to give, let me go ahead and look at this just to double check. It seems like I can leave them behind as I walk around.
Oh, so they don't report right back to you.
No, I can talk to them if I'm close by and whatnot, but I was able to leave them behind here. At least to go out, I was able to.
Ah, unfortunate. Can't make the request then.
What was your request?
Oh, I'm a bit worried about my home. I want to know if they're still occupying it. I've got a lot of things in there I'd rather not have in the wrong hands.
So you were wondering if I could send out like an animal to it?
Yeah, it'd be nice to know other than there being a giant hole in the side of it, if they've ransacked my home or if they've cleared it out.
I could, I guess I could probably send something. They seem to last a long while.
It would be a great help. It takes some of my, it eases some of my nerves.
Yeah, where do you live?
I got the map right here, actually.
And you go ahead and
Yeah, he
show him
pulls
on the
out a
map.
little. Yeah.
He'll make a note of it, and he'll kind of like kneel. He doesn't really have to kneel, but he'll hold a hand out. You'll see his eyes close a bit. He'll begin muttering in Druidic. And after he seemingly casts a spell, there doesn't seem to be anything at first, but then let me go ahead and roll. I think I roll 1d6. Ooh. That is 10 of these motherfuckers. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
It makes a mental note to make a little carving of Olma as a thank you.
He holds his hand out, and the area is empty for a little bit, but slowly you begin to hear what sounds like growling begin to kind of emerge from around you two. And as the growling gets louder, the invisibility drops, and you see 10 blink dogs surrounding you two.
Okay.
He will begin speaking to the blink dogs. Does Rivet speak Sylvan?
Rivets, beacons, Cobalt, he speaks Draconic, and Dwarvish.
Okay, so he starts speaking a language you do not understand. It sounds very fantastical, very, very laced with magic as he speaks it. And as he's speaking it, all of the blink dogs' eyes are turned to him. And as he finishes what he's saying, all the blink dogs almost,
Look at Rivet and pounce him. No, I'm joking.
yeah, totally. They kill him right there and then roll a new character. He seems to have given them the command, and you watch as all of them just vanish from where they were.
It's just the Kakashi Ninja Dog summon scene, but with Olma.
Exactly, yeah. So they all just completely vanish. All 10 blink dogs just poof, gone. They don't even like leave a poof of smoke or anything. It seems like they went invisible almost. Or they teleported, one of the two. You're not really sure.
Fascinating.
Fey creatures are very interesting folk. They have teleportation abilities. They should have no trouble making it to your house and back.
Please, do keep me informed on what they might find.
I'll just stay here, for the time being at least, so that they know where to come back to.
And I am thankful. Thank you. That eases some of my worries.
He seems very, he seems like slightly uncomfortable, but like mostly confused and like unsure of what to do. You're welcome.
Thank you, friend. I think I will get some. Do you like coffee beans?
I've had them raw before, yeah.
Don't know if it's like much of a thanks, but I think I'll get you some coffee beans. That's about much I can really think of.
Sure. I mean, I'll eat them. I'll
Actually,
take
coffee. Are coffee muffins a thing?
them. I'm not sure if that's. I could see it being a possibility, yeah.
So I think I have something in mind. I have something in mind that you might like.
Okay. You don't really have to get me anything.
I was told and taught that if someone does you a kindness, you do a kindness in turn.
Uh-huh. Okay, I guess I'll accept your gift when you give it to me.
I should. I think the others are stirring. I'll meet them at the door. Thank you.
He nods his
Waddle,
head
waddle,
again.
waddle. Waddle, waddle,
Waddle, waddle,
waddle.
waddle.
Waddle, waddle, waddle.
Ah, shit, I got a
Waddle,
drink.
waddle, waddle.
We got Raptor and G-Baby telling us all we need to hydrate.
You bitches! I gotta get up and get a drink.
I sip on my alcohol.
I also sip on my
I'll be
alcohol. First my water, then my alcohol.
I'll be back. I will get my drink. It won't take me that long.
Okay.
I have 3 emotional support drinks.
Very nice. We love emotional support drinks.
Since there was 2 hydrates, I'll drink from one and then drink from another.
Diversity, we love to see it.
I am replying to what you asked, Corgi.
What?
The question you posed in Out of Character.
Oh, okay.
There you go. And Lumora and Anicia, I remember you said you were gonna talk. I could be misremembering though.
Lamora grabs Anicia by the scruff and just starts dragging her away. No, I'm joking.
Bitch, I'm home!
Alright, let's go. Goodbye.
No,
I want my
Lamora's
cookie.
gonna go. Lamora's gonna go to Anicia and say, "All right, I think we have everything set. I was going to give Jerry a gift, but I feel that he might be sleeping, so we should just go ahead and head out to go meet up with Zal and them. Should I let them know we're coming?"
Yeah, and yeah, he might be asleep. He got in pretty late.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I am back, and because I have to take medicine later to sleep, I have V8 splash instead of alcohol.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let us go ahead then.
And I'd say around now,
Gonna-
Clover, you're able to come back inside.
Oh,
Clover
hello, blue one.
smacks into poor freaking Lamora and Anicia as they're walking in, just hit a goddamn wall.
Wow.
I guess I'm at the gate. We're seeing them go bonk.
Yeah, Rivet's already waiting like towards the gate as you two approach.
Good morning, you two. I hope you've slept well.
Of course, we slept well. It was a very comfortable night.
That's good to hear. Some coffee.
I was going to say, you kind of sound like you're about to cry.
My nerves are bad right now.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Hello, Clover.
Are you talking directly to me or messaging?
Talking directly to you since you were arriving.
Okay. So, I've had my face on my desk for the last 10 minutes. I may have blacked out.
Oh, damn.
Do you need
I'm
to step
fine.
away?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I squint my eyes.
I'm fine.
It's like,
Let's say Jake.
It's okay. I'm
It's a
right there
DC
with
27.
you.
Hello, Gamora. He's like got dirt on his like pants, and it's obvious. It's like his hands are a little like dusted with dirt and sod and everything.
Look at that, Anicia. Clover here also likes to plant.
Or bury bodies, or just roll in the dirt.
Were you burying bodies?
No, I was you know those seeds we took from the apothecary. I wanted to see what they'd grow into, so I was planting them.
Ah. Well, we're on our way to go get some peanut butter cookies and talk with some old friends. You remember us all, right?
Barely.
Well, we're gonna go talk with him.
Well, I'm on my way to the library, so I'll walk with you until I get to the library.
Such a gentleman. Looks over at Anicia.
Yes, such a gentleman.
He also looks at Anicia, but it's kind of like a what kind of expression.
We're looking at Anicia now.
You
It's like-
weirdo.
Is there anything you needed, Rivet?
I would like to get some coffee, and I'd like to get some coffee flavored muffins for your friend as a thank you.
For Oma?
Yes, for Oma.
Oh no, not muffins.
Why not?
You wanna like really, really get on the good side of Oma? Get him donuts.
I think I can do that.
Yeah, he really likes donuts.
So coffee flavored donuts.
If they have that, sure.
If they don't, I can make some.
Perhaps.
On where do I go?
Clop, 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 clop.
Waddle, 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 waddle.
So you all go ahead and are heading to the cafe.
Yep. The Hedgehog Cafe.
The Hedgehog Cafe. So as you guys go ahead and step out, you take in the nice, colder air of the morning. You walk out, you begin your travels, you go through the old docks, but as you leave the old docks and go into the upper towns, who has the highest passive investigation?
Blah, blah, blah.
I have a 9.
I also have a 9.
I have 10.
I have a passive 16 investigation, passive 15 perception.
Okay, yeah, so Rivet, as you guys are all walking, your little kobold ears, you begin to pick up on, some of the people around you talking. It seems like there was a very drastic murder spree that happened maybe this last night. Like, some people are talking about this big old fish creature that showed up in the old docks and was like causing a mayhem. But it seems like, aside from that, there's been a lot of murders that's just happened seemingly overnight. And that like a lot of good adventurers have been killed recently.
I might need to think about moving.
But it
Mm-hmm.
seems to be something that a lot of people are talking about as you move through the districts heading towards the district that the cafe resides in.
Any specific adventure name drops?
No specific adventure. Well, you hear a few names, but none of them seem to really be that important. You do hear that some of them, or at least a good portion of them, are members of, the newly built Thieves Guild. A lot of their adventurers just seemingly died overnight. They began to find like just bodies of these corpses just piled on top of one another in random locations in the upper district, the lower district, the other districts, just all around. Like someone was, on a mission or something to take out a couple of these adventurers.
So Actually, I probably wouldn't know Jerry went out to do shit.
No.
Seen him come back in, would I?
No, you
Okay.
don't know that he like came back in. All you remember from Jerry is that Jerry went to the graves last night. That's like it. Do you want to relay this info to the other party? You said yes?
Who's next to me as we walk?
I'd say all of them. You guys are like in a cluster as you're moving.
Someone's been taking down Thieves Guild. Like a rapid place last night, apparently.
Huh. Do you think they also have other enemies besides us?
He looks up at you and goes, "Wouldn't surprise me." I doubt any of. Actually, would any of them actually have the muscle to do such thing?
Anyone explain your question a bit more? I might be a little confused.
So, would any of them actually have enough muscle to move in and do this in one night?
No.
None with this sort of muscle,
Oh no.
to my knowledge.
From the number they're describing, it seems like several dozen adventurers had been killed. Like a good number of them, maybe closing in towards like the 60s range.
Yeah. So no one I know would have the muscle to just do it like that quickly in one night.
Yeah, it's almost supernatural just how quickly so many of these had dropped.
It sounds like a boogeyman came in and just a slit of the throat motion.
Huh. Weird. Peanut butter cookie.
Peanut butter cookies.
Yeah, we'll get peanut butter cookies. Anicia is also just gonna like throw up her hands and be like, I did not make any other deals with anybody. This is not my doing.
Well, part of it is, but that's besides the point.
You were just a candlestick that lit the wick.
Alicia over there really just standing there like, it's not my doing, with the plague song from Prince of Egypt playing in the background.
As G-Baby said, they all had a skill issue. Imagine not being able to fight back and yet being adventurers. Dumbasses. So,
I mean, quite frankly, good riddance.
I don't know about that one.
I don't have any like towards them, respectfully, if I'll be blunt.
Be blunt all you wish, but some of those people might have been more innocent than we thought. So, for all we know, a pile of innocent people have just been killed.
That's fair. I'm also not biologically. Mind works different, sorry.
Your moral compass is shit. I got it.
No, it's just attachment to life is shit.
it's attachment to
Moral
life
compass is shit.
As
We'll work on that.
I can fix you, don't worry.
That'll take years of adventuring respect towards kobolds to fix.
It's like 750. You'll be fine.
You guys spend the 4 hours walking. You don't really gather a whole lot more information. Like, no one seems to have any lead suspects or anything. Some people speculate maybe it's one of the other guilds in town that are slowly taking out this guild. You know, it could be some third party that randomly came in the night. You know, who knows? No one's really completely
Be a
sure.
vampire roaming the streets.
There
Who knows?
it could be some sort of boogeyman roaming the street. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's about 4 hours as you guys make it to the district itself and make it to the cafe. Once again, to Anicia, it's very similar to last time you came, very peaceful, a stark contrast to the bar next door, which, despite it only being, about 10 o'clock at this point.
Can we say that Zal is just there bright and fucking early?
Well, I'm imagining he's already up and around inside.
Yeah.
So he, the cafe has a very sweet aroma coming out of it, a very nice, soft, earthy scent going with it. The smell of freshly baked goods and a very, very strong scent of coffee coming from it, in contrast to the bar next door, which is very loud, abrasive. If you were to get close enough, you could smell the alcohol just leaking out of the door. Clover, I know you said you were going to the library.
Yes.
I'd say you made it up to where the school area was. Is it the school library you wanted to go to?
No, the general library.
The general
Like-
use.
Like whatever like public or library they have.
The
Unless the school library is more extensive.
the school library would definitely be more extensive.
Okay, then I'm going up to the school library.
All right. You can like stay in and everything. I'm not gonna have anyone leave for this session, just so everyone can just stay in and chill. We'll go ahead and focus on Lumora, Anicia, and Rivet as you guys walk on over to the cafe. Do you guys go on inside?
No, we stand there for like 2 hours staring at it,
All right, bet.
contemplating our life
Anyway,
choices.
so now it is noontime.
It's eerily peaceful.
It's very peaceful. I just want to stand here.
I can't. Rivet's just reaching for the handle and struggling. So he takes off his other arm and it grabs it and he pulls it down.
Detach, pop off, use it, open the door, pop it back on. There you go.
Lumora just walks in, looks around.
As you guys go ahead and walk in, the bar, it seems like an old bar that's been makeshift to be more cafe-like.
A bar? Damn, I thought we went to the coffee shop. Damn, we're at the
It
wrong
is.
door. Close the door.
It
walk.
used to be a bar. The cafe, this place actually used to be a bar before it was more refurbished to act more cafe-like. So instead of, you know, big alcoholic pitchers and drinks sitting on the back counter, instead you see what seems like little tubs of different spices and herbs and flavorings and dyes. You can see racks of like little pastries and like a bunch of grounded up what seems to be black dust, maybe coffee beans. If you were to get close enough, you could probably smell it. Behind the counter itself is Midor, this drow woman, seemingly later on in her years, not fully older, but definitely on the mature side, gowned in what seems to be a nightgown. Sitting on the other side of the bar, as she is behind it, is young Genevieve with her green hair put up in a high ponytail, wearing her little school uniform, looking down at a little cup on the counter between the two of them, with a swirling black liquid inside of it. And not too many seats away from Genevieve is Zal.
We'll go Genevieve.
As you guys had walked in, there was a little bell that notified people as you walked in. So as soon as you guys entered into the room, you can see Genevieve's face like pivot, look over to you, and just grow the biggest, happiest smile to see you. And
She
she
just smile and waves.
like hops off her chair, runs over and gives Lumora like a big old hug.
She hugs her back. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm looking at Snowball right now. You want to see Snowball?
Snowball?
Yeah. And she'll
Who's Snowball?
she'll take your hand, she'll lead you over to the bar. You see Midor sitting behind it. Anicia, you saw for a brief moment, she had her hand, like her forehead in her hand. She was like rubbing her temples, but as soon as you guys had walked in, she immediately changed her posture to be more smiling and welcoming to you guys.
I smell excessive peanut butter. That can only be one person.
Ah, hello, dear Rivet. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, hello there. Can I have my usual, please? And if you have some coffee flavored donuts.
You know, I don't think I have coffee flavored donuts. I think I just have the muffins, but I'll see if I can whip something up for you and I'll get you your usual.
Oh, please do. Thank you.
She'll go ahead and like kind of push herself off the counter and turn around and begin to work on his usual drink. Genevieve leads you over to the little teacup, and as you look into the teacup, at first look like, just some liquid that has just been swirled around inside, but as it keeps on moving, even though nothing's touching it, you begin to notice like, oh no, that's not liquid at all. That's a tiny creature. And as she like points excitedly at it, you see in the little black puddle mass two little yellow eyes pop up looking at you.
Lamora blinks and looks at it, starts staring directly at it, into its soul.
You hear a little chirp sound come from it, and the black mass begins to take a form, the shape of a very, very small pseudo-dragon. Its scales not in place, but rather seemingly moving like water. But it gives off this little aroma scent as tiny little wings sprout up onto its back and it flaps. You get this coffee scent coming from
In a
it.
moment. Is this the guy?
This is the guy. The one I told you about, yes. As it like kind of flaps up and flies up to your face, looking you dead in the eyes, flying around your
Anicia,
head.
don't it make you think of don't it just make you think of
Pip?
a Pip?
It does kind of look like a Pip.
His name is Snowball. He's really cute. He's a coffee dragon. As
Instantly, it's my favorite thing in the whole world.
Rivet, you have met Snowball once or twice. You know him to be one of Midor's familiars, a tiny pseudo dragon that she created herself with her witchcraft to kind of help give coffee and coffee flavored items a bit of a stronger scent, you could say. You know that its saliva is just pure straight like dark coffee that when mixed in with others really helps add to the flavor.
I'm going to very slowly pull out a empty vial that he previously used for acid but has cleaned out. He looks over to Snowball. He's like, hey, buddy, hit me up, please.
As you hold it out, you watch as Snowball goes from fluttering around Lumora's face to like almost dashing over to the little vial. You watch as its little hands kind of hold onto the tube, its face right at the top of it, and it just spits into the tube, and your tube begins to fill up with a black liquid that gives you the very, very heavy scent of coffee.
Oh, you are a lifesaver, Snowball, and I love you so much.
She gives you a little lick on the forehead, and as Midor turns around with your order, she goes ahead and sets down your usual onto the bar, and Snowball like flaps his wings back over to Midor, kind of curling around her neck, almost like a scarf.
Oh, my tablet died! Fuck!
It's fine. You don't need it. Midor, or not Midor, and Anicia. Lumora and Anicia, what do you want to do?
So we're here for 1, the cookies, 2, to check in on you, and 3, to find the blind one.
And 4, shopping.
Shopping.
Shopping and talking to someone.
Midor will nod as you say the cookies, and I was expecting you all to come in yesterday. Seems like you guys might have gotten held up, but it's okay. I kept it.
I was performing surgery. I
You-
could not make it.
You watched you say this, and Genevieve gets like a big sparkle in her eyes, like, you performed a surgery?
Like I said, I'm a doctor.
Whoa. As Midor puts down, those little bags that they give like cookies in? With like
Yeah.
the little ribbon at the top that you untie and you just get the stack of cookies. You have that. You have like a good baker's dozen amount of cookies inside of it.
Laura takes it happily. And she looks at Anicia like, what did we want to talk to the other one about?
Mind you, Zal is a few like a few seats just away from you guys, so he is in the room.
And he's just, you can see his ears are just moving occasionally as he's just listening in.
I'm gonna turn invisible. I'm gonna sneak up on him.
Are you actually?
I mean,
No,
you
I
need
am
to go
gonna try to
invisible
sneak
for
up
it.
on him. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my invisibility, but I am gonna sneak up on him.
I would like to roll perception, but I don't have access to the sheet.
Why would you roll perception if I'm sneaking? That's your basic perception.
Because I'm just listening in.
roll me a stealth check, Lamora?
At advantage because he's blind?
If he's listening in on your conversation, I don't think you'd have advantage on this.
Rude.
I'd say the advantage you'd get for him being blind is canceled out by the fact that he's still using his ears to listen in on you guys.
3.
It is very clear that she is walking towards you, Zal. You can hear those clip-clop of her hooves from a mile away.
I humor it.
You're gonna humor it?
Laura's going to walk over. Then, for a moment, her voice booms 3 times louder than normal.
Oh, damn.
And she goes, "Hi, Zal, how are you?" Using
Hi.
thaumaturgy.
Hello. Shit, that was not necessary.
Well, I didn't know you don't have your eyes, so I figured you couldn't hear. And she just kind of like smirks at him.
Now, you can't, his eyes are just gone, but you see him turn with the mask still on and stare directly at where your voice came from. With the vertical slit to the mask.
She's just smiling. So, how's being blind?
Wouldn't recommend it.
Has it heightened your senses?
Here and there. It's more annoying to deal with than you'd believe.
Well,
Just being
no,
able to
I
read.
believe it. I believe it would be very annoying, Zal. That's why I didn't look.
Just being able to read, but it's nice to hear someone else read. Like, again.
It's nice to hear
As-
someone breathe.
Read, R-E-A-D.
Oh,
As Lumora and Zal are conversing, Midor is going to turn to you, Anicia. So, what else did you come here for?
Anisia's gonna straighten up, and as she straightens up, she is actually changing over into fall at some point. You know, whatever, it's fine. Hello, reactives. She changes over to fall, straightens up, and pulls out her list from the shop. And she's just like, so we recently discovered some nefarious things in a store. And
Oh, that's Karini's handwriting.
yes, the very sweet old lady. What do you know about the building?
The shop she works at?
Just the building as a whole.
Well, I know at least that it's owned by one of the main rulers of this town, though granted, they also do not live here. They live closer to the capital. I know that they don't really give a whole lot of orders out to Greenie, so most people would assume that Greenie herself owns the shop, but she's a very loyal worker. She follows the instructions she's given very well. And she's quite the talkative person, but overall I know the shop is a very good place for me to go whenever I need to restock on my remedies. Why, what do you ask?
Hmm.
Was something happening there? Well, actually, I know something happened there.
Oh, what do you know happened there?
I know that my dear Greenie almost died.
Oh. As her eyes kind of shift over to Lamora, like, what?
You see her, you see Midor just has the smallest smile on her face, but you can see her fingers twitching a little bit as it begins to rest on her forehead. You can see just very slightly she's beginning to rub her temple again. Um, I Greenie is a very dear friend of mine, one of my main suppliers for my herbs, so when she told me that a Dragonborn ended up taking her down to an area she wasn't supposed to be at, and she saw a very terrifying sight, I knew I'd have to keep my eye out for said Dragonborn. You wouldn't happen to be connected to that by any chance, would you? And you see her look over to Lumora, and before you can answer, she just sighs.
Is she asking Lamora or is
No, she's talking to Anicia. It's just she looked over
okay?
to Lumora and she had given a sigh, but there's still like a chance for Anicia to talk.
Nisia's gonna like kind of straighten herself even more in the seat. And she's like, I do know a Dragonborn, but I don't know of her almost dying. This is definitely news to me. Because remember, Mags, you got the message, but you never relayed the message to Anicia. She had no idea what was going on.
All you know is Lamora is a doctor.
Yeah, Lamora is a doctor and ran away.
She did
I'm on call at all times.
She did mention a very pretty Furbolg being there as well, but the last she saw of said Furbolg was at the top of the store. The Furbolg did not go with the Dragonborn. And she kind of lowers her voice a little bit. Please tell me you did not try to intentionally kill one of my favorite people.
Rivet gets up from his seat and moves his seat over.
Yeah. He's like,
Intentionally is a very strong word. I had no idea this was happening. She was definitely very sweet. I definitely enjoyed her company. And I'm glad that she is still alive.
You can see her tiger-eyed, colored eyes just looking right into yours. Yes, she is very much a sweetheart. So what was going on that made you have to go investigate the building? Was something happening?
We were actually led to the basement.
The basement.
Where from what you've learned from her that there were some terrifying things down there.
Yes, she didn't really go into information. She seemed like she was fighting the urge to just stay alive just simply thinking about it. So, can you relay that information for me? If so, I have some information that might be of use to you.
It was quite gruesome. There was definitely, I guess, a medical kind of table slab. A lot of tools, either for torturing, for cutting up, kind of whatever they wanted to do to whoever was attached to that table. And just lots of blood and a lot of it was gross. It was very gross.
Well, and I'm going to take your word on this because I don't want to cause any sort of scene in front of Genevieve. I'll take your word for it. in return, and she's going to point one of her fingers to a little curtain slash door that leads to probably like a further office. Go in there, and you'll find what I think would be a very valuable information piece to you, if I'm putting things together correctly in my head.
Hmm. Before I go in there, though, since I while I was there at the shop, I just for our own references and trying to see if maybe any shady people were shopping at her shop as well, just to make sure, cross all the T's, dot all the I's. I did also take some pages from her, as you can see from her writing, it's her ledger of sales. And a couple names did pop up besides yours quite often, which I can see, you have a lot of her stock here. But also I looked over it and there were two other names that popped up often. And I don't know if you might have come across them in some point when you were in the shop, or just know of who they are, what they look like.
May I see the list?
Yes, and Anisia's gonna hand it over to her.
Is it the ledger or is it the list of names?
First she's gonna hand over the ledger.
She's gonna go ahead and flip through the name. Flip through it. All right. And what names are the ones that stand out?
There is one Tara, and then there is also the Bornir.
As you say the two names, you can see her small smile begin to grow a little bit into a bit of a bigger smile, and she just sighs. I think you're definitely going to want to go have a look inside my office now.
Understood. And she's gonna slowly push away from the counter and get off the chair and make her way over there.
As you approach the office and the curtain, you go ahead and open it up. And inside you do find, a desk, a bookshelf filled with books and papers, and someone, or rather something, sitting inside of the chair behind the desk. That something is a corpse. The corpse of a half-orc female with wavy, medium-length auburn hair, yellow tusks, and a deep gray skin. You can see all around her body are puncture wounds, stab wounds, and her throat looks like it had been quite literally ripped out.
Anisia's gonna back away slowly and kind of scurry over. Actually, perfect timing. Scurry back over to Lamora and tap on her shoulder and be like, "Hey, Lamora, I'm gonna need your medical expertise over here." And then kind of point over to the curtained office area.
She kind of looks at Zal and then just kind of goes, "I am sorry, friend. We cannot speak now. I need to be a doctor," and shoves away. Starts making
Mags, were you
her way
here when I
over.
described what Anicia
Yeah.
found? Okay, cool. That's what you see.
Yeah. Oh, that's gruesome.
Yeah, on their way walking back, Anisia also wants to stop over by Minora again and be like, "And who is that?"
She just gives you a smile and a sigh of relief. Let's just say it's another one of those names checked off your list. You can note down that, and I'm going to butcher this name to fucking hell and back, so I'm just going to fucking wing it here. Yakdargi.
Ah, yeah, look at that one.
Yeah,
The yak one.
she's dead.
Just call them Yakdar.
It doesn't matter anymore. She did.
Yucky, no.
Yucky, no.
Lucky, yes.
Night night, Nevi.
Enemy.
Bye.
I might. Yeah. Anyway. So Anisia's gonna go back over to Lamora and look at her and be like, "Well, that's another off our list."
Do we want information from this one?
She's gonna like poke her head back out and look at Medora and be like, do we know how this one this happened?"
Oh, I'm very intimate with how it happened.
Did you do it?
I'm very intimate with how it happened.
Kind of hot, not gonna lie. Anyway, should we get information?
I
I had to. Sorry.
No, it's okay. If you want to know
I
what
feel like
happened,
everyone in the fucking cafe whips their head around it.
to be fair, it's only you guys, Zal, Genevieve, and her at the moment.
Yeah.
Listen,
Genevieve
things are
is
really
very
tense. A
confused.
joke needed to be thrown in there.
Genevieve's very confused. She has not seen what's behind the curtain. And as you see her
Zal
go to like
his head just goes.
So, tell me more about this recipe, Genevieve.
and like as she like goes to do that, you speak to her and she immediately gets excited to talk about what she's been working on, and she starts explaining how she's been working on like a chocolate peanut butter like Swiss roll type of thing.
He's listening to me, but it's also like, you don't need to see that, kid. Focus
Yeah,
here.
I will say, Zal, you know what happened. You heard it all.
Mhm.
And you know that you don't want Genevieve to know what happened. So Midor,
I'm no stranger to death.
yeah, Midor will she'll kind of like, I wouldn't say vault, but she just goes over the counter and begins to like walk her way over to the office so that she's with you two.
So,
If it is peering over the counter to see if they have any secret ingredients.
Wow.
do we want to speak with them at all?
Oh no, there's no reason to talk to them. They won't tell you anything.
Good, I didn't have that spell prepared. I just looked at my spell list like, oh fuck, I got rid of it.
Don't worry, I'll tell you what happened.
Oh, please do, please do.
At least last night there was some high talk of some murders going on around town. So I decided to stay up for the night and keep an eye on my shop and made sure nothing happened to your blind friend over here, considering his past as an adventurer. And, well, I was just so happened to be lucky enough to catch this woman breaking in. She was talking some nonsense about Genevieve, and I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
We
You
took
and
that
Mama Bear.
personally.
You went Mama Bear on him.
I may be retired, but I still have some of my old spells and tricks up my sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
But yes,
Lamora kind of like leans over to Anicia. Perhaps this one's also good for you. You seem strong.
Mm-hmm.
so I went ahead and took care of them before they got to lay a hand on Genevieve. Do I think that they were responsible for all the other deaths? No, not at all. I think they were just simply using it as an opportunity, you could say.
Hmm.
Before I killed them, I did try my best to question them, but they were so high up their ass about wanting to kill, or at least take in, Genevieve, that I didn't have any other choice but to simply put her down. I had a feeling that you all would be returning, and that, well, at least you, dear, she points over to Anicia, would be interested in knowing, considering, Genevieve's relation to you and all.
And we can't take this body back to Rune.
Well,
My, what should we do with this?
if you want to take the body somewhere, I can certainly help with that.
Wouldn't it be seen?
It's quite large.
She gives you a smile. I can help with it.
If I knew we were going to be dealing with bodies, I would have gotten something. I would have prepped something.
Pretty one, what's your name again? And she looks over to you, Lumora.
I am Lumora Venomos.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Lumora. You have big enough hands. Can you put your hand over the slit throat? I'm gonna go grab something.
And she does so. There's no hesitation. She looks at it, so it's like, ah, blood, and just shoves her hand towards it, like,
Yep.
cool. I'm
You-
choking a corpse.
You go ahead, you put your hand over the slit, making sure that like any blood that may have came out afterwards just could not, which is perfect. Midor goes ahead, she walks back, she sees you, Rivet, kind of like peeking over, and she doesn't say anything to you. She simply walks back over the counter. She rummages through her collection of drinks. She pulls out a silver cylinder with a drink inside of it. She pours it out into a teacup. The liquid itself is a crimson red color. She carries the teacup back over to the corpse, and she uses one of her hands to tilt back the orc woman's head, keeping its mouth a bit open as she begins to pour the drink into the corpse's mouth. Lumora, you can feel the drink going down its slit throat, but because your hand is there to cover it, it doesn't just leak out immediately. So it keeps on going down into its body, and within a few seconds, the corpse is gone. But you can still feel it.
That's a little funky.
It is, yes. But at least now I won't be seen when you guys carry it back, now will it?
Just picturing like they carry it face pointing down, so they're just pouring out of its mouth down their back.
God. Blood trail left behind.
Not even a blood trail, it's just a tea just pouring out of this unknown orifice, so it looks like they're shitting down the road.
So Lamora looks towards Anicia and she says, all right, well, we have this now. I say we should probably take it back to Rune.
Agreed.
See, is there anything else we need? Oh, yes, I need a box of like 24 pastries. Just random pastries for children.
You want a box of 24 pastries? Do you want them to be magical, basic?
No, I'd make 1.5 dozen basic and then make the last half of a dozen magical for me and my friends to munch on.
All right.
I'm not sure what the kids would do if we gave them magic.
And are you asking for a baker's dozen or just a dozen?
We'll go with the baker's dozen.
All right, so you want 1.5 boxes of basic assortment and the last half to be all magical?
Yeah.
I'll see what I can whip up for you, dear. Do you got the 20 gold to pay
Thank
for
you
it?
so much. Yep.
All right, that's all you'll need, and I'll get it to you shortly. Don't worry, you won't have to leave for it or anything. I should have a couple of pastries already made.
They're still
Mhm.
sitting there at that stool, his tail swaying like a kid in a kid shop.
Zal? Zal,
Yes.
you remember that staff we gave you?
I have an inkling.
Where is it?
He reaches into his reaches over to where his sleeping bag is, and he pulls out from the sleeping bag. So it's here. Why do you need it?
Because I need it.
It doesn't tell me anything.
It does. It tells you that I need it.
All right, here you go. We're down to 6.
Exactly. And she just pats him on the shoulder, like, that's right. No asking questions.
Genevieve's just sitting there, like very confused. He's like, well, oh, oh.
Genevieve, be very careful with the Fae. You might make deals with them.
And Genevieve, you need to continue your work. You hear Midor say as she walks out of her office and gives her a little pat on the head. And Genevieve like nods and immediately gets back to like doing homework that she has pulled out next to the recipe she was reading out to Zal.
Imagine
Listen.
Zal's just like, what little he can help on, he's helping on.
Listen, just because we're Fae doesn't mean that we make bad deals. You just got to be very careful with your words and very careful with what you're giving away.
That's what I meant by it. Just be very careful when you make deals with them.
Like the one I made with Anicia.
Exactly.
Speaking of
Zal
Anicia,
slowly
how-
turns and looks at them like,
speaking of Anicia, how's my dad doing? You see her just have like the
How is
biggest
your dad
smile on her
doing?
face.
how is he doing?
Anicia like side eyes over at
That's actually
Lamora,
a
like
question I want to bring up.
Yeah.
Because Zal sent out the animal messenger.
Yes, he did. Zal, you know too. Zal and Anicia, you know
Mhm.
what became of the father.
Memora and Genevieve now look over, smiling.
Anicia looks at them after she's like wide-eyed, like staring over at Lamora, like you bitch. But then like
Zal's over here. Zal is looking at you with the mask with his hands clasped over one another like you made a promise.
Anicia just looks at her, you know, and is just like, how am I gonna say this? He's in a good place.
As you're like stuttering over your words, like trying to find a way to say, and you say like, oh, he's in a good place. You see Genevieve begin to like, tilt her head like questioningly, and then Midor puts one of her hands on her shoulder. I think he just simply went to go on an adventure himself, for the time being at least.
Yes, a new adventure.
Exactly. Just because someone's retired doesn't mean they can't be taken out of retirement. Maybe your dad just left the restaurant in the hand of the brothers. And he's going to go take care of his own thing. And taking all this in, Genevieve's like, oh, okay, good. I'm glad that he's still safe. And then she continues her homework, and Midor just like meets your eyes.
Anicia's?
Yeah.
Glad that she read between the lines, because I'm like, oh god, it's a Fae, you can't lie.
Memora just kind of smiles and goes, whatever adventure he's on, I hope it's a fun one.
And you see Midor's eyes look over to Lamora, then look back to Anicia, and she like raises an eyebrow.
It might be hopefully a holy one.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps at some point I will send to him and I'll check in on him personally. But I'm not sure what will happen today, so I'm going to save up as many thoughts as I can.
Sounds like a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, y'all be prepared with the deals you're dealing with at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ask?
We'll just
Uh,
Anicia's gonna look at Lamora and just be like, we'll have a talk later.
I'll go ahead and go get those assortments for you. And she will
Please do. Thank you.
go behind the bar area to likely where the kitchen for the bar would be. And you can hear what sounds like pans getting moved out of the way and like a container being opened up and stuff being slid out of it.
Rivet's just still there waiting for his usual.
She put it down.
Oh.
Yeah, you got a refill from
Yeah.
the dragon.
No, that was the flavor enhancement, if I remember correctly, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
no, that was the flavor enhancement. Shortly after he gave you the drink, or the enhancement, she put
Must have
the.
not heard that.
No, you're good. Yeah, she put it down shortly after, he got his vial of coffee.
Oh, sweet macchiato.
So she will go behind. She'll come back out, and she'll be carrying like 2 crate-like boxes stacked on top of one another, sturdy enough that like they won't collapse in on one another by being stacked like this. And she'll go ahead and put them on the on the bar. One assortment of non-magical baked goods, and one other one half magical, half non.
Thank you so much. And she puts down the 20 gold and looks over at Nisi and goes, well, should we start heading back, or should we go find Clover first?
Clover said out loud that he wanted to go to
Yeah, he said that he was going to a library. And he did walk with you guys up until the school, so I think you could probably do context clues and assume he might be at the school.
Okay. Yeah, let's go by and check on him, see if he either needs more time or if he wants to walk back with us.
I have
Good morning.
wrong reactive.
We
I
could
have-
check
I have
and
a
make sure he
question.
didn't eat anyone.
Old friend, I have a question for you.
Are you saying this to Midor?
Midor.
Yes, Rivet. What can I help you with?
Do you happen to know like any good like recommendation pages for like silks, threads, maybe even a good carpenter who has some good equipment I could purchase off their hands? I find myself traveling with this a lot until until endeavors are done at this case.
I believe in the district below you should be able to find a shop named Horton's. I hear he has a good amount of silkware.
Who?
I hate that joke. But good job. I'm glad you caught on to it. You know, Horton. Big Loxodon fellow.
It looks nice.
The-
I don't think I would know them. I'm usually in the upper districts. Yours is probably the only shop I really stopped through down here.
It's alright. Just go to the district before that you passed on through if you're coming from the lower districts and look for Horton Silkware. You should find him in there. I mean, it's quite hard to miss a Loxodon inside of a such fragile type of shop.
And this is the silverware?
Indeed, that'll be where you want to go for anything cloth related that's at least close by and that I know to be reliable. He helped me make my gown, after all.
Looks good on you.
Thank you. And
I'm gonna toss some marshmallows and caramel cubes.
As we leave to head to the library, Lemore is just going to look at Rivet and go, you need silks?
Silks.
You do realize that Rune makes silk?
I don't feel like they're going to be able to sit down and make a good quantity of silks for a while.
How dare you insult
This
their
is-
craft?
I'm not insulting their craft. I'm saying that it's not nice to ask someone, hey, can you sit down and make me a whole bunch of silks after they've just got through doing with what they've been doing with?
Oh no, I think it'd be a welcome distraction. Let's go find our Dragonborn. Oh, Anicia, our child is out there in the world missing. Let's go. She's just dragging her.
Did I ever get my donuts for...
you did get a couple of with your usual order. You got
Thank you.
like a small stack of 3 donuts.
Thank you, Midor.
You're welcome, Rivit.
Always a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure serving
Oh,
you.
my. Thank you. Your stuff always does help my nerves.
Yeah, I assume like one of the usuals, it has that calming,
Mhm.
soothing effect on it to help him like
Mhm.
wake up and just calm down.
Yeah.
As you guys,
He
go ahead.
he takes his usual to-go flask full of his calming coffee, his vial of flavoring liquid, and he takes the box of things and he stuffs them into the bag of freshness that is the bag of holding.
All right. Very quickly, I'm gonna go pee, and when I come back, we will be doing Clover's library adventure. So I will be right back.
Our baby is gonna be so smart when he gets back. Look at him.
His IQ increases by 1.
His intelligence is a -1, so this probably won't end well.
He comes back with the same headache Bilo has.
I just saw many books.
Clover staring. Gets that freaking moment where the staring at the the letters just meld together. And then he realizes he lost where he was.
Yep.
Has to go back and reread. Let's see. I have to draw my character Ixtal, but with my character Brooke's color palette. It's gonna be so fucking weird looking.
Yeah, you know what? I just looked into the mute chat. That fits. Any bops?
I have no idea if chat can hear us, but if they can, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome.
Nemi, who is just casually listening in, just like just is sleeping, just shoots their eyes straight. Like, how dare!
Oh yeah, I definitely can. I'm glad y'all can hear this. This is the highlight of the stream is just, and then he waddled away, waddle. Then he waddled away, waddle. Then he waddled away, waddle. Till the very next day, bum.
I'm just over here. Hold on, actually, let me switch my reactive because we're in the casual mode for the moment. Just over here, like, oh yeah, so also heard that the thing about the dad. It's like, yeah, he knows. I didn't make a promise. I'm not in the shitter right now.
No, you're in the shitter.
Yeah.
Yep. Because you're associated with us.
All right, I'm back.
I'm not a part of your court. What do you mean?
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
You're not back. You're Millow. We were entertaining. Oh, we got a drink. Hydration time. We were entertaining the chat.
Oh, bitches! Always when my drinks are empty.
Have you considered not having an empty drink?
I shall mute up as it is now our Clover's turn.
It is indeed Clover's turn. So I will have those not involved go ahead and mute. I think Corgi stepped away, so that's fine. Clover, you wanted to make your way to a library. The closest library that you know of, at least, that you've been to, or at least been outside of, is the one at the school, a relatively big school from what you remember. So you go ahead and you approach the school. Are you going to just walk in? What do you want to do? Understood.
Sorry, were you talking to me?
Yes.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
So you wanted to go to the school's library, the closest library that you know of, and one that probably is relatively big compared to how big this school is. Um, as you go ahead and approach, you see a lot of kids coming to the school. It is early on in the morning, about 10 o'clock, so you do see the Blue Dragonborn headmistress outside greeting the kids once again that all come on in, maybe showing up a bit late, just giving an introduction, saying hello to all of them.
Okay. He approaches her and greets her. I was wondering if I could use your library.
Ah, hello, Clover. Yes, you can. You're connected to Genevieve, so you are a guardian per se. So yes, you're able to go ahead and use the library. Just walk right through the main hall. There should be a building onto your right as you're walking out. That'll lead you right up into the library itself.
Thank you. And he heads on inside, following her instructions.
All right, you go ahead, you walk on through, you're kind of weaving your way through some of the kids. No one seems to really be stopping you. If you're walking this far, it seems like, yeah, you probably got confirmation to be able to go through. So you walk over to the building. It seems like a relatively small building at first, but as you walk on inside, you wander through a hallway or two, and you turn out, yeah, it is a very big library. There's at least 3 stories from what you can tell, and they're all relatively big, expansive floors. The base floor itself doesn't seem to be like chock full of bookshelves. The base floor itself has like a main reception area, and then lots of tables sat around, rugs and whatnot for kids to sit down, discuss, almost like a common area. But
Okay.
you can see like stairs towards the back of it that lead upwards, and although you're not able to like fully see upwards at the moment from what you can see from the sides of the stairway, there are bookshelves lining up at the top.
Also, I'm sorry, I'm also looking at your screen, and I can see NPC bad guy, and that's cracking me the fuck up.
Yeah. NPC bad guy.
NPC bad guy
Yeah, that's who I use for Jerry.
is NPC bad
He's
guy.
NPC bad guy.
So he's gonna head up to the information booth, because every library has one. So,
Of course.
and he kind of raps on the table, to get the librarian's attention.
You see that there's 2 of them, and the one that greets you is an older male dwarf. He has some cropped up, curly, reddish orange hair and blue eyes, and a wispy beard of a very tainted version of his hair color. Um, hello. What can I do you for?
Yes, hello. I was wondering, do you have books on gods? More specifically, dragon gods.
Yes, of course we do. If you head up to the 2nd floor, you should be able to find a section about religions and gods.
He starts walking, and then he stops. He kind of turns, and then he like leans down in close so he can whisper. Also, do you have information about maybe why a dragon might change genders?
You see him get a little bit of a puzzled look. Um, we might have a book on that, but I guess if you're looking in the Dragon God section, maybe one of those books might have a bit more on dragon biology that could help out.
Thank you, thank you. And so he heads up to the section, um, scanning the shelves, looking for books that have to deal with like either old dragon gods or like the beginning of the dragon gods.
Yeah, so you wander up to the second floor, and this one, compared to the bottom floor, is chock full of bookshelves, all of them sectioned off with large overhanging signs with what seem to be glowing inscriptions into the signs, giving you details about, what kind of books you'll find. You have one based around land and, nature and whatnot. You have another one based around animal biologies. You look through the different sections to find the one, and you do find it, religion, gods, and the like, kind of more towards the back, and not kind of on the opposite end of where you just came up from. Uh, and as you wander on over, you begin to scan through it. You see that a lot of them are, instead of like maybe categorized by author and last name or the name of books. Instead, they seem to be categorized by countries, continents, stuff like that. So you begin to look around, you look through the different books. A lot of them are detailing different gods from different countries and, small town gods that are believed in as compared to big pantheons that capitals might believe in. What is the name of the goddess you're looking for?
Kareska.
So you begin to search through. You start by looking, for books about any gods that might be found here in this country that you're in, this theocracy. But as you're looking through, none of them really scream out. There is a book or two about dragon gods, but they don't seem to be referencing your mother. You keep on looking through and you find books that aren't categorized by country or anything, but maybe random assortments, those who have followers not in one dedicated location, but spread out throughout the world. So, considering how low and how few followers there is, maybe she might be there. You scour on through, you find a number about different gods and high mages, even, that were treated as gods once. But nothing seems to be calling out to you. And as you are, um, what can I do for 40 gold for an hour? God damn it. Yeah. Um, as you're looking around at the different books, you can hear heavier footsteps begin to approach you, and as you look over, you see the headmistress there, kind of giving you a soft smile. Are you finding everything okay?
Kind of like when she walks up, she watches as he like kind of hits his forehead against the shelf of the books, and then he startles, looking at her. Honestly, no. I'm trying to find anything about the goddess Kareska. She is a dragon god, and I have gone through every book on this shelf, and I can't find anything about her.
You see her like tap one of her fingers on her chins. She stands about 6'2". How tall is
He's
he?
about he's about 9 feet tall.
Yeah, so she's about, a few feet shorter than you are. She has these beautiful aqua-colored eyes, and despite her last name of Lazuloran, maybe giving some people that she might be a blue dragonborn, she's not actually. She's bronze. Um, she looks over the books and then looks over to you. You're right, I don't actually recall any sort of information concerning that particular Dragon God. That might be much before my time even, so I don't think I can provide you any sort of help on that front, unfortunately. I did hear something about another thing you were looking for, though. Sex change, correct?
His tail like flips back and forth like in an irritated manner. He's like, do librarians often gossip?
No, but as the headmistress, the teachers are meant to tell me whatever I ask for.
Yes. I am actually surprised you remember me because I was female the last time we met.
You guys were not actually.
I wasn't? I thought it was. Oh no, I went. Oh, that was
It-
before the school.
Yep, you guys changed you changed the morning of that you took her to the
Thank you,
school.
thank you. I misremembered.
It's all good.
So scratch that.
I had to
Scratch
think
that.
about it as well, don't worry.
Well, yes. I would say maybe about 2 weeks ago. I was a female dragonborn.
Honestly, it wasn't that hard to figure out. I saw your mannerisms when you first dropped Genevieve off. You seemed very scared and confused.
Yes. It's not. You spend your entire life being female, and then one day you wake up, and everything has changed.
I remember when it happened to me. It's all right. I've gone through the same thing.
You have. It's common then.
Relatively common, yes. I was a male beforehand. And I don't know if you've taken a look around, but a lot of the teachers here are male themselves.
He kind of drums his fingers against himself. So it's a. Is it based around the gender we're surrounded by?
That is correct. Since it seemed like a good portion of your party happened to be female, your body reacted as such and changed itself to be a male. Likewise, since a lot of the teachers that I work with happen to be male, it changed me to be a female, but honestly, it didn't really do them any good. I wasn't here for males anyway like that.
It's for breeding.
It is.
Population. He's like seeming like to pull things out from some past lesson he probably never really paid attention to. It's to prevent a decline in population of a dragon's, I guess clutch. If there's too many of one gender, they will change gender for breeding. All right, well, that makes sense.
I'm glad that I was able to help you out at least. How have you been so
It's
far after your transition?
odd. When you were male, were you overcome by fits of violence?
At first I was, yes, especially when I was younger. How old are you, darling?
When I hatched about 19 years ago.
I see. I'm about 45 myself. I think I changed back when I myself was maybe 20 to 22. So I've had 20 years to kind of settle back in to how I used to be. I remember when I was younger, I did have my fits and outbursts and whatnot. I really was not a big fan of it personally, but
Did it? Could you explain to me how it felt for you? Like these fits you went through. What was it primarily battle related, or was it just about anything?
I think for me it was just about anything. I just always felt like I had that pent-up aggression that I always had to get out in some way or another, and for some Dragonborn, well, breeding usually helps with that. Others, it's destruction upon land and property. Others, it is hunting. But for some Dragonborn, it can be through battle and throwing yourself into a fray whether you live or die, it's at least some way to get out the digression.
And when you went through those fits, did it feel like you were not in your body? Like you were locked in the back of your mind?
As you say this, you see her begin to study you, kind of look you in the eyes, look you up and down. I will say, I think I was in full control. I do think the hormones in my body would get the better of me in some instances, but whenever I was raging and fighting, I would always be in full control. Tell me, have you ever read upon what happens when gods die?
I'm sure there was a lesson on it. I just don't remember.
She'll go ahead, turn back to the bookshelf. She'll begin scouring. She doesn't seem to find what she's looking for. Come, follow me. And she'll reach out and kind of grab your hand. And
He follows with her willingly.
she'll go ahead and lead him over, kind of walking out of this bookshelf area. She'll look around. And then she sees what she's looking for. So she takes you over to a place, a little section that seems to be books about death, afterlife, and the like. And she begins to scour once again until maybe the second shelf from the bottom, she finds a book. She pulls it out, a black grimoire-esque book. And she hands it over to you. I want you to go ahead and take a look over this. This might help with your current situation.
But how? What's this have to do? What does my rage have to do with a god dying?
That I think you should take the time, read the book, and see if you can get an understanding of it. I think this has to do more than just your rage overall. It might have to do with a lot of questions you've been having in your life. Did you ever get to meet your mother?
Oh, no, my mother lives in the limbo plane.
And your father?
I do not have a father.
And your other mother?
A nymph. I do not know where she has gone. She left after bearing my egg. At least that is what my tutors and the other temple bearers told me, that when she beseeched my mother for a final gift, my mother granted her a child, and then she left her child, me, in the care of the temple goers.
You see her smile soften. I think that this book will have many, many answers to what you're looking for.
I suppose it's not common, gods having children with mortal creatures. But I suppose it would help. I will look over it and see what knowledge I can glean from it.
Of course. I think it will maybe not fully answer every single question you have, but put you in the right direction to understanding what has happened. And as she says that, there is a scream, a child scream, coming from the lower end of the library, and that's where we're going to call it for today.
How dare you?
I dare.
Bitch.
I can't believe you've done this.
I am hurt. I am appalled. I have dedicated my life to our Lord and Savior, the Pineapple Fairy, and this is what I get.
Yes, yes it is.
You gonna edge us out of combat like that? How dare?
Edge us? I'm sorry, good sir. I'm edging Clover out of a combat situation.
Oh, I want to fight. Let me fight.
You'll get to fight next week.
God damn it, Clover. We left you alone for a few minutes. What did Lamora say? She's worried that he was gonna what? Kill someone. Eat someone. Literally, before she's like, let's go make sure that our dragonborn didn't eat someone. As a joke. Now we're gonna come over there and we're gonna find someone inside of Clover's fucking mouth, and Lamora's like, drop it! Drop it!
All right,
Clover,
I am
just get a
gonna go
spray
ahead
bottle.
and send off chat. I will be right back.
Hi, chat.
My
Hi,
chat.
All right. Thank you all for coming out to stream tonight. A solid almost 4 hours. Not bad, not bad at all. Very happy we got to do it today. Again, sorry I didn't get to do one last week. I wasn't even here, to be fair. I was out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, sleeping in a cabin. We will have session next week. I believe everyone should be here. In fact, we will get Nevi for even longer because Nevi has the day off. Woo-oo. But don't forget, this Saturday at 1 to 2 o'clock my time, Pacific time, so that would be 3 to 4 for Central Standard and 4 to 5 for Eastern time, we will be having our first session for the Saturday game. I'm excited. We've had our session 0 last week, and we decided to have a session this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. We will get to introduce some new people on the channel. We'll have some returning faces. We will be I'll be introducing all the players on the day of before we actually properly get into the story. Don't worry. Until then, though, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will be seeing you all later, and I hope you all have a good one. Goodbye.